does have an A on
Face
it.
out of here.
I see Anderson on the back.
Oh,
Hey, listen.
You guys are
Interesting.
making a game called Anderson. Is that your secret project?
Yes.
Code Anderson. It's
Codename Anderson.
a game about.
Why do I feel something cold on my
Here's the
back?
thing about this, though. I feel
Zipper.
dirty wearing dog tags as a civilian.
It's really douchey.
It is.
Yeah, I would not be able to condone it, I don't think.
A little bit inconsiderate.
I think it's relatively douchey to wear them just like even if you just like in your civvies like
Huh?
but as an actual civilian like yeah I was like
So you're saying the only time you should wear dog tags is if you're like shooting bullets at people?
or if you are a dog
That's true.
In which
What
case-
if it was a dog shooting bullets at people?
then
You should have two
you should
sets.
yeah
What if you're a dog in your civvies?
Hello.
oh my god these do not have structural integrity.
Hello.
Good luck.
Does not.
So I've got some holiday musings for you guys.
Music?
Good.
You're gonna sing us a carol?
Musings.
Ding dong merrily on high.
Stop.
I actually only know the line in each carol of Christmas that is the name of the song.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Jingle bells,
Oh.
jingle bells, jingle bells,
jingle, jingle bells. See? I am just as big an idiot as I thought that I was.
It wasn't an act.
So I was driving down the road, of course.
I'm gonna play.
Which road?
I'm gonna play Fallout 4 while you're talking.
Okay. Just the road to get here. And there was Culver's, and it said Toys for Tots.
Okay.
And so I was thinking, like, that's kind of cool. I wonder if I bring them toys, they would give me like a free thing of tater tots, because they serve tater tots, right?
Yeah.
Like, that would be really cool. But then I started thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. So, from like a legalities, right? Tax incentives, if I give them a toy, right?
Okay.
I'm assuming what happens is that's considered a donation from me to Culver's. Culver's then pays like the tax on that item. So if I give them a $20 item, they pay 8% tax. But then they donate that item for the full price and thus write off the $20 on taxes. I don't know if that's how things work.
Does it work when you're donating to something that's not itself a charitable institution? Because Culver's isn't a charity, I mean.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
This is the hottest action that's ever been on Twitch.com.
So that's what I'm wondering. It's like, these guys have an incentive to give, like, if even it was, like,
Well-
okay, I give you $1 for, I give you a food item that's worth $1 for me,
I'm just
for
bumping
free,
into all kinds
that
of stuff.
I've made money. And I'm like, man, that seems despicable.
Double dip.
Now that you think
Well,
about it.
let's
I don't
not-
know if that's what they do.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that most corporations aren't doing charity things because they care about you.
That's true, yeah.
Although I do like how you presented it, and like every step of the way I was with you, and I was like, "Oh man!" And then you were like, "I don't know if that's how it works, though."
Yeah.
Like I just made all that up.
Yeah.
But it sounds exciting.
But I mean, no, that's just me theorizing.
Right,
like,
yeah.
if I was a, I'm a businessman,
Right, like
right?
adjusting your time.
Whoa, business. Oh, it's just right. I thought there was a real business.
I thought Jermaine was here, yeah.
Oh. You drive a soft bargain.
So-
Well, speaking of gifts, I have a thank you to send out there to some anonymous stranger who sent us yet another Dark Sun book. This one,
Yay.
Earth, Air, Fire, and Water,
But
the
not-
second edition.
Earth. Not the
Yes,
band.
Phil, do you
I
have
thought it
some-
was the band.
Do you have
okay.
something? No.
He has nothing to say, continue.
Yes.
Thank you. No, my goodness. It's a Christmas miracle. I got this in the mail, and I'm not sure who it's from, and I know that I didn't get it. So
Was it
if
from
you,
Santa?
it might be from Santa, but Santa usually signs his stuff for tax reasons. Absolutely.
Damn it,
So if you sent it, oh, Mac, was this something that you sent? I knew that you had sent something, but I didn't want to necessarily imply that this is what it was that you had got. But I totally believe that this might be a gift from Mac858. If so, thank you so much, Mac.
Thank you, Mac.
So,
Much
What
appreciated.
is that book about?
This particular book is about the elemental priests of Athos. Here, I'll read you the back. On a world with no gods, what do priests serve? The priest class on Athos is unique and distinct from the priest classes of any other AD&D world. 1,000 priests worship no gods, collect no followers, and carry edged weapons. Wow.
I see
Plus-
Cade raising
busting
his
out
hand.
the gate.
Objection.
Here are the elemental priests who serve the elementals and Athos. They strive to return the barren and battered world to its former state of lush, green valleys, forested mountains, and cool waterfalls.
Unless they're far heralds.
Wait, waterfalls?
Here are, just a world of waterfalls. Here are the para-elemental priests who oppose the restoration of Athos, serving the para-elements like mist and salt.
That sounds really scary.
I'm not...
I know it's true.
If anyone knows the power of salt, it's twitch.com. Anyway, it's super cool.
Like lava or magma, one or the other one?
I believe magma is one of
That
the
sounds a lot
others.
more impressive than salt and mist.
Listen.
Slightly.
Actually, I don't think...
I can cast Misty Step for days.
You'll never catch me!
I'm the priest of mist, and I got a bunch of puzzles for you to solve.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as it happens,
We're
there's...
working a lot of overtime.
Our adventure has some...
Actually, hasn't been working overtime for a
some
couple of weeks.
canny elemental themed bad guys, so maybe we'll roll up on some of that stuff in the future. So thank you, Mac. Thank you, one and all. Do we have a Nause minute this
We
week?
absolutely do, man.
Oh,
Let's-
of course we do.
Let's get in on the
Yeah,
Nause
this is-
minute,
this
ladies
isn't
and gentlemen.
fucking like any other D&D stream out there. That you
It's
don't
not. It's not like those
Like-
unsponsored themed
Yeah.
streams. Ours
We have a
is.
pullo.
Do we have
We
cups?
do have. I will get cups.
Okay.
Why don't you describe for us what the Nause minute offers us?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is, I figured, this is
Wow.
like Star Wars week, right? And they've pretty much been branding anything Star Wars. And I'm sure, yeah, they had some Yoda grapes that were green, and I'm like,
They
well,
were
why-
green,
Yeah, they were
unlike
green.
regular grapes.
Well, I mean, they're not red grapes.
Fat,
Weird.
Fat Wizard, are you trying to say that FOXHOUND's Dungeons and Dragons stream is brought to you by Star Wars?
Yes. Star Wars in conjunction with Rockstar. Although it's not
I really wish I'd
branded as
queued
such.
up the Star Wars theme to
Were
just
you
start
supposed to have
about
a
it.
theme song for this?
Oh.
Coming in January.
So anyway, this is, I'm
2016.
calling this Yoda Rockstar Lime Freeze.
Not the right shade of green.
It's...
Shut up,
God!
Yeah.
Excuse me, that's not the
Whoa, two hurt. Oh, it's Ryan doing it.
shame. Trust me!
You don't do a mustache, you're imitating
You
me.
Jedi mind tricked me, man.
I guess there's really
getting
nothing
meta.
much to it, just lime freeze energy. Actually, it more
Is it
reminds
some
me of
antifreeze?
Ecto Cooler. Anyone ever have that?
No,
Yeah.
do not blast.
Oh, yeah.
That shit does not taste like Ecto Cooler.
Yeah, classic Star Wars characters.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not going to be
I
active.
do know.
I can already tell
I
this.
simply know.
Ectoplasm, like the Force.
Ecto Cooler
is
was
controlled
good.
by
That's
If that tastes like
ectoplasm.
Ecto Cooler, it costs like $40 a can.
Yeah,
Oh
the-
my
the
God.
mytoplasm.
This is clear. More
Steve's
or
not in the
less.
right.
We're going
Just
clear?
like Yoda.
Yes. Because he's a ghost now.
Oh, he did die.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh my god.
Spoiler.
I haven't
Alright.
seen it yet.
To endorse Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
Awakens.
Here's what we're going to do.
Episode.
We're going to tell we're going to give away the plot, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it in rounds where each of us says
Okay.
one word of what the plot is
Of what?
of the new Star
The
Wars
new
movie.
movie,
Yeah,
okay.
we're gonna
Okay.
tell everyone here's exactly how it goes down. So if you don't want to hear it, too bad. You have to listen with the volume on anyway. We're going to start with Herbie. Go.
Ferrets.
Binks.
What did you say?
Awakens.
This is the worst.
Wait, I don't-
Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, Binks.
Yeah.
You said what?
Awakens.
Ferret Binks.
Hands.
We're not even making a
What?
sentence.
You're supposed to make sentences.
Awakens hands.
Bill was the one who messed up. He followed a noun with a
Jar Jar
noun.
Binks.
That did absolutely.
Let's start over again.
I thought
Ferrets.
he was given like a last name. Like
Yeah, I thought it was
Ferrets.
Ferrets Binks.
Ferrets does sound kind of like
Ferrets
a
Binks.
George Lucas first name.
I guess.
Let's start with Jeff.
Okay.
Nostalgia.
Brains.
Supreme.
Oh,
There you
There, it's a complete sentence.
I did it.
We did it.
Wow,
Damn it.
that
So-
was disappointingly coherent.
Yes.
But it's going to be Darth Binks. Haven't you heard the theory?
Oh, why don't you get
Oh my god.
Yes.
Started off.
Please tell us what your joke is that's funnier than the joke that everyone else came up with.
Are we ready?
It's not a joke.
Can't
it's
wait.
true. It's
Hey, it
going to
smells
be
like Sprite.
Jar Jar
What
Binks.
what,
and
what are
Darth
we drinking to
Oh,
here?
who's,
Oh, yeah.
who's toasting?
That's what I was just
I
at.
think it's
Jeff
you.
did it, so
Yeah, I think it's Lobos.
What's the date today?
It's the 15th.
Well, a week and a day ago was Fieldy's birthday. So
Oh!
happy birthday, Fieldy.
Happy
We're
birthday.
drinking energy drinks and telling
Happy
ourselves.
birthday, Fieldy.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
Fieldy.
Fieldy Minx.
Does Raisin have her own birthday, or does it
What?
share it with one of you?
That
She
is
doesn't have
sour.
a day.
Oh,
We know she was 2 months when we got her, but
okay.
we don't know the day.
It's
It's
really
like a-
sour.
It's like a more potent Sprite.
To me,
It's
that's
a-
like
it's a
what
more
a
limey
whiskey
Sprite.
sour tastes like if they forget the whiskey.
This does not offend me.
So just
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's actually not
Yeah.
terrible, but it's
Yeah.
it is pretty sharp.
Yeah.
It's like a more limey Sprite.
I'll look forward to that.
Is this the only one that you guys have unanimously enjoyed? And I'm like,
No,
I wouldn't say that I
know one
enjoyed
other.
Yeah.
Oh,
It might be the only one that everyone enjoyed but Ryan, though.
yeah,
Oh.
I don't like.
I don't remember that happening before. Usually,
Yeah.
usually he's the sole holdout
Thank
for
you,
being
Mac.
good, and everyone
Oh.
else says it's awful.
What
Thank
about
you.
Lobo?
It is kind
Oh
of
yeah,
like
Lobos usually go along with anything.
Literally
too.
everyone will hate it, and he drinks the
All of them except for one of them.
Yeah, there was one. Wasn't it recent too?
It was, yeah,
Was it the Hello
recent.
Kitty one?
I
No,
don't know.
that
It
was
was-
just cherry
the
soda.
water one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a
Oh.
sugar-free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that nonsense.
The
Yeah, no
pure
one-
water, like
the nail polish remover. That's what it
Yeah.
smelled like.
The
That- no one
sparkling
had drank
water.
We've had too many of these things.
that. Yeah.
Why doesn't someone remind us what on earth happened last week? Excuse me, what on Athos?
Ah.
I'll go. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Bye.
Did you see the wall behind me? It's full of maps now.
Oh yeah, your new walls.
Yeah, I like the.
I said it before.
It's lovely.
But very
Same
brief.
stream, so.
The party met with a gang leader. Oh no,
It's true. Who
Yes.
was that gang leader?
Rozix.
Roxix. Yes, it turned out to be Roxix.
He has
Yeah.
too many X's in his
He
name.
does.
He does.
Turns out.
I mean, he has just the right amount. He's such a cool guy.
Turns out him and Zammy know each other, and
It's true.
he spilled the beans on a lot of unfortunate
Yes.
revelations that Zammy would have probably preferred to be kept secret.
Very
Yeah.
true.
He tried to get
Very true.
he tried to get the party to swear a rather onerous sounding oath to him, and was only 20%
Some of them
successful.
fucking
Not,
did it.
not just an oath to him, but an oath to Dragoth.
He was
the
20%
Sorcerer King.
successful in his plan. Other party members avoided this fate by either negotiation, in Marvin's case, just
Dinosaurs.
dinosaurs, stubborn refusal, and basically already probably having sworn an equivalent to him, as it turns out. After those interesting revelations, he told us about the Serpent Tower, but neglected to mark it on our mini map. So we left, that area, not knowing what to do next. We went back to the manor of House
Dair.
Dair.
Dair. I always keep saying want to say Dair because there was a House Dair before, but anyway, Dair. So we went back there to regroup and think about our next plan, and then it started burning, and that's where we left off.
That sounds about right.
Tomato sauce.
Huh?
No, and Chivron isn't talking for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, he has a sword.
Well, he was
Yeah,
talking
I wonder-
before.
I wonder
He was
fucking
actually pretty
why.
talkative last section until he wasn't anymore.
He's concerned about justice.
Yes.
Oh, the sword. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sword. Oh, that's right.
Oh, that thing. I remember.
That
No,
thing,
I
that,
meant
thing
all
that,
that.
that thing that's weaker than the axe I have.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good axe.
It's like when that new MMO expansion comes out and your orange weapon is now supplanted by a blue or something.
I
Okay,
did
green
get a
on
badass
first quest.
wand of fireballs though, and I'm super excited
Oh
about.
lord. Which, by the way, that's rewritten my plan to tank
Yeah.
protection from energy.
You might need protection for energy just to not die.
Yeah.
every turn, 2 fireballs.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so the building is on fire. What do you guys do?
Panic.
Were we inside or outside?
We were
You
inside.
just ran outside.
Oh, we just ran outside.
Panic.
Yeah.
Actually,
And we'll be like, they're burning the house. We need to find more Dair. I'm gonna head back inside.
Ventoria heads back in with him, as it turns out.
Marcus shrugs.
I'd forgotten we already ran out.
I'll head upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to put out the fire, I guess.
And Ventoria does unsummon Tanger. Yeah, he just quietly vanishes.
Got it. The fire is quite large, Sammy. Let me. Where's my
Yeah, it's.
poking stick?
I'm not sure that just casting ice spells is gonna work,
No,
but that's
it's
what I'm
not.
gonna try.
This isn't the
There
core
could be
part of
fireballs
town.
inside.
Well, I can't find my poking stick, but this is suitable. So the stables are on fire. This part of the house is on fire. This section of the wall is on fire. And it looks like this section is relatively intact, but it looks like maybe the garden around the corner and these trees are on fire as well.
Like nothing that's preventing us from getting to the wall.
that.
We don't like
Inside, no.
We don't see anyone else around either, right? Like being out here now.
Give me a perception check.
All right. Is there a culprit? Oh, pretty good. 19.
It's Marvin.
Marvin is standing right next to you, and he doesn't.
It works
seem...
great.
But there's no evidence that this is that he's responsible for this.
Oh. Okay. This time.
The apprigs inside the stables are going nuts, however.
I'll go attempt to open the door.
Okay.
So I'm gonna bolt up. I assume these two are coming with me.
I'm
Sure.
out. And
Is Marvin still outside, or did he come inside?
He's in the arena. He's in tier.
I don't actually remember.
Well, I mean, I think we were
Just
all
decide
outside.
where it is that you want to
We
be.
all
spawned
went
outside.
outside because we smelled smoke and we're seeing what happened.
But then we
I'll
realized
be outside.
the Lord
So
wasn't.
the rest of us are running back in, except for you and Sam.
And while we're heading up the stairs, actually, Antoria will cast a spell on himself. Gestures briefly. His orange shield reappears, and a series of blue runes appear around it, and the orange shield fades back out. Sounds interesting.
Sorry, dinner. The
Just ham again.
it's Eye of Round and excellent cheese.
Oh, that actually sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. I keep cramming it into my gullet and then not be able to play Dungeons and Dragons. Anyway, you're able to make it upstairs. There's not too much smoke in this area. However, there is some, and in his fragile state, Lord Dair is already like tossing fitfully in bed, coughing. He doesn't seem like quite awake, but he's not quite out of it either.
I'll be like, Marcus, grab Dair and get him out of here.
Marcus, shake Dair awake. Assuming he comes to, he just says, "Come, we're taking you to safety."
You see his eyes just sort of like half open, like.
Okay, I'll just slump him over my shoulder.
Let's see if we can find.
Go heading downstairs.
See if I can find his servant too.
Sure.
Antoria will go along for that.
Inside the house.
I assume that he was coming downstairs to serve us, right? So I assume that he lived upstairs.
He was when people were getting food. Yes.
All right, if
But
that's-
his quarters are in the back.
Over there.
Oh, he has a servant's quarters.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so
He's not people. He's not allowed in the house.
I thought maybe they were renting that out to, like, to people who came
To some other slave from out of town.
D&D.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to make ends meet here.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, well,
I mean, they are.
I'll glance. I know. That's what I mean. Like they could legitimately be renting that out.
Sure. You don't
I'll go
spot. You don't
look
spot
around.
him around.
Okay. Yeah. If it doesn't look, if there's not an apparent like
Presence?
if he's not
Sure.
right there, I'm not gonna like search every room. So I assume, despite being empty, that it's actually a large estate. So
It is, yeah.
It'd be sort of silly to bust through every room.
Sure.
I will glance around Dair's chamber very quickly to see if there's anything of value. If we're gonna leave
Sure.
fire.
Give me.
Perception?
Sure.
13.
13. You see for a guy that's been selling off his furniture to make ends meet, he seems to have a couple of nice pieces left in here. They're sort of stately without being gaudy necessarily. There's like this really, really nice big oak dresser. There's a huge chest sitting at the base of the bed, that kind of thing. There's not a whole lot else besides from that.
I'll kick open the chest, but I'm not gonna. We're not driving for. We're not moving this guy out. Like,
Sure.
Antoria
That's
has a
fair.
thoughtful expression on his face as he's looking at the stuff, but continue.
Sure. The chest is locked.
Is it with a visible lock?
It is,
And
yes.
what's the fire look like?
So
Yes.
Yes.
Cade is gonna grab anything that's of value, but we're not gonna hang up here and like for an hour.
No, absolutely not.
Just so you know where I'm.
No, absolutely. The fire definitely looks like it's in a state of like this needs to be dealt with in a serious way. However, it's not engulfing the estate. You can sort of see just by looking at the map that this is a big place. The fire is maybe spread to maybe like a fifth of this area, and it's mostly constrained to the bottom floor.
Okay. Well, if it looks like I could bust this chest open with a swing of the old Hamanu axe,
Sure.
I'll do it. But
Okay.
just attack roll
Yeah.
to hit or for damage. Or,
To hit.
okay.
14, that hits. You crack the lock in half. However, there's a flash of light.
Oh.
Give me a con save.
I'll be getting knocked unconscious.
That would be so awesome.
A mask falls out of your pocket.
Counterspellable?
No.
Okay.
8.
8, you're blinded.
Sweet.
However, the rest of you can see that the chest has popped open.
Well, really, only Victoria, since no one else is
Um,
here.
I thought Marcus was right
Marcus
there.
was taking him
He
outside.
took, yeah, he took.
Victoria will peek in the chest, not sticking his hands in yet, though.
Sure, absolutely. Zammy, in the meanwhile, give me a strength check to try and open up the stables.
Sure, it wouldn't be something I could mage hand, probably, right?
Probably too heavy.
Yeah,
Limit
it
on
sounds
that-
like it's something.
limit on that's 10
With the
pounds.
snakes, yeah.
I mean, they're chained up so that no
Yeah.
one can get the pigs.
Okay, I'm gonna do
If
this.
it requires a roll, you can't do it with mage hand.
What is this, Earth?
Excuse me.
A 10.
10, you're able to give it a fair rattle, but it's not moving.
All right. Can I try again?
Sure.
All right. A 13. All right.
13, you think that maybe, given the strength of this thing, given the fire, you might actually have better luck, like, pulling down maybe the wall or something like that.
Okay.
Which is to say that the lock isn't really budging.
Yeah, I'll try that again then.
Yeah.
I'll try to pull down the wall. Then.
Sure.
Oop. Guess I'll karate kick it.
Oh,
God.
Four.
4. 4? Yeah, 4.
Oh, man, you...
Those
Give,
pigs.
give it a good rattle, but what doesn't just sort of crumble away, just
Right.
sort of is lodged in place.
Animals can't die.
Antoria, you find a small lockbox. Actually, it's about the size as maybe like my dice box, with sort of a smaller lock set on the inside. As opposed to like the sort of heavier, older stuff, this actually looks like pristine. It looks very, very nice. It's sort of got very, very dark wood, very finely varnished, and actually has some gold frill around the side with the House Dair logo.
I will try mage handing it. Is it 10 pounds or less?
It is.
Alright, I will mage hand it into a sack.
Okay.
And Kate will throw his hand over his eyes and be like, shit! But just so you know that he's blinded.
That is unfortunate.
That doesn't really tell us anything.
Yeah.
He's just yelling shit.
Yeah,
like,
right?
No, it's shit!
He's playing his,
Shit!
he's playing his idle
His
animation
hand
again.
positions are different.
Yeah.
So the chest of drawers, is that the only other piece of interesting furniture in the room, or
Yes.
was it more? Okay.
I mean, there's the bed. It looks really very comfy.
Okay,
But the room is now starting to fill with smoke.
I'm gonna take a snooze to cure my blindness.
Do you rest for 17 hours?
Marcus, help him get downstairs. I'll take care of the chest of drawers.
Marcus is gone.
Oh, you're
yeah,
gone.
I'm,
Sorry.
I've been heading
Oh,
outside
Take care
to
of the
take
chest of
Dair.
drawers.
Yeah.
You help him, I'll handle this. Like,
Well, all right. I'll help you downstairs. One moment. You hear muttering and gesturing, and then you hear, assuming animate objects works on the chest
oh
of
my
drawers.
God.
On the chest of drawers and the chest, actually.
Yes.
They animate and come to life, unless something prevents it.
Moving furniture. Who else do I know that had stuff like that?
Hey,
Uh-oh.
quick interjection.
Yes, sir.
R2D2 pizza is available if anyone wants.
What makes it R2D2 pizza?
It's cute.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I just wanted to know.
Cute pizza.
Remember when that swamp beast ate R2D2 and then vomited him up? That's the symbol.
That's it. Yeah.
Marvin, give me a perception check.
Marvin's just chilling while
He's being
everyone's
an
running around crazy.
Whoa, 17.
17.
He just likes watching the fire.
So you can tell from looking around that whoever or whatever started this fire seems to have used maybe a method that you're yourself familiar with. Looks like maybe there's some magical residue and ash sitting around. Looks like maybe someone tossed down a fireball or two for maybe a high point.
Can I tell like what direction it came from?
You can. It's sort of so. Remember, House Dair is kind of butted up against the wall of the noble district. It looks like it maybe came over the wall.
Over the wall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Zammy's with me, right?
No,
Sammy's frantically trying to...
I'm over here now.
Oh, I'm the only one that's there.
You're just
You're- I
hanging
mean-
out.
Well, I guess
You're not
we,
that-
we came out the front. So
Yeah, you're like
here
10 feet
and you
away.
see me trying to get this door open.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Marcus is on his way.
There's a bunch
They
of
handle the tractor
what
roll.
was it? Alpaca? What was what are the creatures?
Aprigs.
Aprigs that are trapped.
Priglets.
And then, so he says over the wall. If I wanted to investigate that area, what sort of like, in terms of pathfinding, if you will, what does that thing look like? Like I have to go like a long way around, and then
To find sort of like the trajectory of like where it came
like,
from.
Okay, so if he was on a building,
Sure.
like I want to go to the top of that building and check that out. What sort of path does that look like?
So if you're gonna hoof it, you're gonna
Yeah.
walk out of the noble district, past the guard gate, and then
Oh, so it's quite a distance.
It is, yeah. It's a couple
not
hundred
just
feet away.
like, good neighbor fence type of thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
And the noble district doesn't have like big tall buildings standing right next to the wall either. It looks like a distance of like kind of like a sniper did this. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Well,
Like,
I'll try to pinpoint or best as possible look in a place that might be advantageous for this and just
Sure.
keep it in the back of my head.
okay.
And then run up to Zanny and ask if she needs help.
Yes.
You can assist each other on these athletics checks.
Yeah.
You can.
Good.
With our powers combined.
Yeah.
I like that anyone assisting is as good as anyone else. Like Marvin assisting Sammy would be the same
It's a
as
nice
Marvin.
simplification.
Actually,
of what's
no.
normal.
I think that's fine. I just think it's conceptually very funny.
I'm actually going to tell you to stand back, and I wanted to see if my spells would stop the fire. Now there's a good chance to see if it'll stop the fire. I'm going to cast Ice Storm
Oh, poor pigs.
You're gonna kill
on top of the fire.
every
I
pig.
might.
That's definitely going to kill all the pigs.
Well, they're inside.
Okay.
Goodbye.
But it's on the building.
What does
or
Ice
on the
Storm
fire.
do? I'm sorry.
So the reason I'm doing Ice Storm is
Yes.
because after its effects, which is cold damage and bludgeoning, hail, it leaves the terrain, and it creates difficult terrain, which is icy terrain. So it might actually
So that way the pigs
have an
can't run
effect.
away.
What?
So that way the pigs can't run away.
Yeah. That way they're all
We'll
slipping.
finish them off.
Yeah. I want some bacon.
This is not how you get bacon. This is how you get frozen.
You're back in
ham.
tire.
Alright. McIntyre.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it.
What kind of a roll do you need for Ice Storm?
None, actually, just hits.
Well, the barn gets a dex save.
Yeah, the barn gets a dex save
Spectacular.
Rolls a 20.
for half damage.
Barn phases out of the distance.
Well, it doesn't succeed, unfortunately.
Alright, then the barn.
So there's
I
a
guess,
whirlwind of.
do you want me to roll the damage?
I don't.
Okay.
I can't believe you're gonna
Alright.
kill all those fucking pigs.
It's not the goal.
They're saved!
I'm
Granted,
trying to put out the fire.
Granted, last
So-
session, Kate held a guy against the wall so that Marcus could kill him, but he was a human. Don't
So
worry.
a cloud like the little one that follows Charlie Brown around just
Aw.
forms sort of halfway up in the sky, and there's a rush of wind and a beating of ice pellets, and just the size of volleyballs, the size of beach balls, in fact, just these enormous chunks of stone.
Oh my god.
There's horrible gusts of steam as the ice collides with the burning timbers, and the entire stable begins to collapse in on itself.
Oh.
Marcus, what are you doing?
Wait, can we get an alignment change on that?
Yeah.
What do you mean change?
Last session, the Xanatrix was like, now, all creatures.
No, I didn't say
Value.
that. I said I won't kill without a reason.
Oh, a pig!
Well, then never
I'm
mind.
hungry! Bacon's on the menu.
That pig's about to die. Ah!
Depending on how much time
He's
has
trying to get
passed-
last hit, so he
Yeah.
gets the experience.
Depending on how much time has passed, have I made it outside yet with Dair?
Oh yeah, easily.
Okay, cool. Then I'll plop him down and make sure that he's conscious and
Just,
standing.
well, he's weak to the point of just barely hanging on to consciousness. Remember,
Is
Lord
it-
Dair is a very sickly individual. He's
Okay.
basically plagued with consumption at all times. And so, even the slightest degree of smoke inhalation, man, someone loves consumption.
Yeah. Donation.
I missed it. Hang on.
Wow, you look pretty quick after the sound, too. Must have been a sneaky one.
I need to change my stuff. Wyvern Slayer donated $5. Did I hear bacon? Yes, you did.
Bacon.
Thank you.
Bacon.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, knowing that, I'll like put him on the ground. Does it seem like he's actively like in a worse shape because of like smoke or?
He's not having the greatest of days.
Okay.
And that includes the day that Osric gave him a black eye.
All right.
And then
Well,
I screamed in his face because I thought he knew my sister.
It's true.
I'm so sorry, Lord.
But he's still alive, and he doesn't seem to be in any immediate threat.
Okay.
Although his house is burning down.
that is happening.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I'll
And
say.
someone's about to kill his pigs.
I'll just like put him like
Who would do that?
sit him down and then just say stay here and then look around, assumedly noticing the giant ice storm,
battering his
on
pigs
the-
to death.
the sty.
Yeah. on this barn.
And then Antoria walks out of the house flanked by dancing furniture.
What is happening?
I'm the normal one.
I know, like, what's going on here? Marvin's
I'm like fucking CSI
He's
over
like-
here.
he's like, from the trajectory of the birds, it must have, like,
We're just.
like trashing his shit while the place is burning down.
And you're blind, so you're just like swinging around as you're walking out, breaking everything.
Beyond that, I'm just gonna go to where Zammy and Marvin are and observe what's happening.
Well, there appears to be an ice whirlwind beating down on a very freshly destroyed stables with the shrieks of dying.
Are Antoria and Cade outside yet?
Yes.
Antoria looks at the ice.
I'll have a hand on Antoria as we go out. But
Antoria looks at the ice storms like, well,
like, what's happening? I just like still have my pickaxe out. Like, fucking put that away.
oh
buddy.
no, another donation. Oh, yes, I should
So
say.
the reason was that it wasn't on top. But now it's on top, and I can see that Mac858 donated $5.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Mac.
so much, Mac. What
Mac
a-
says Antoria needs to make a bacon golem.
Yeah. Animate bacon.
Not a bad idea.
Animate bacon.
Antoria says there's an ice storm, but I don't believe there's a fight. Marvin and
Trying to
Sammy are
put the
just
fire
watching.
out.
The fire seems to be spreading to the rest of the house.
We
Is
should
the
probably
Burn out
just
from the barn?
The barn is smoldering, but the flora and the first floor are still on fire.
Like, check the servant's quarters. See if his servant's still alive. Where's Dair?
Marcus.
And I'm like, what's that sound? I'm spinning around as the like furniture comes barreling out of the house.
Don't worry about
Barreling.
Don't worry about that. Just stay here. I'll go check on the servant.
Mind, the servants' quarters are on the other side of fire.
That's actually okay. Antorio,
Of course it is.
Antoria will still run
Antoria
towards
needs
it
fire.
with the dancing furniture.
Antoria,
trailing
Herald of
behind
Fire, fears no such obstacle.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
Yep.
him. So yeah, he's heading through the fire with the dancing furniture trailing behind.
Not gonna do that for 9 minutes.
All right.
Okay, you managed to circle around to the back side of the house,
Alright.
where in fact the servants' quarters seem still relatively intact.
All right. I'll knock on the door and open it.
There is no response.
I'll open it then.
It is empty.
All right. He's not here. I'll head back.
Okay.
Did I manage
That's
to
through
take-
the fire and
Can we
flames
take
for
a
those of
moment
you
to
that like jokes.
appreciate, like, the consideration of Victoria? Like, this is life or death
I know.
situation.
Well, it wasn't burning.
Yeah.
He wanted to make sure he had his clothes on.
It was more of a and then opening the door kind of thing. It wasn't.
Sir.
Yes.
Just to get him head started and waking up, if nothing else.
So
he may
I-
have still been asleep.
I need to know, did I save any of the pigs?
You're gonna have to go rooting through the wreckage in order to
Rooting.
find that out.
Oh no.
You killed them all.
To
You know-
carry up.
So one other question: is this gate at the front open?
It is, yes.
All right, Antoria will.
Owing to the fact that it seems to have lit on fire.
Antoria will direct the furniture to crash through it.
God damn it. I have the Templar
They smash out into the
marching
street.
up right now.
And the furniture is commanded to fall over as soon as it gets over, but it kind of falls over off the gate so that it's not burning.
Sure.
And then they stop moving.
Okay. Linens and clothes and stuff, of course, fall out into the streets.
Winces a little. Well. All right.
My pants!
At least they're not burning. Speaking of which,
Where am I home?
well, that is burning, but at least you're not in it.
Where's Mason?
He wasn't in his quarters.
This.
What do you mean he's gone?
I couldn't find him.
Bastard, do you think he lit this fire?
No.
Are we all together now?
You are.
We're sort of, yeah, like, we're in, like, this area.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll-
Cade's
I'll,
still, like blind and flailing around. Like, someone really needs to fucking chill him out.
Would
But
I'll convey my information that I gathered that I think whoever started it might have been either a sorcerer or a wizard or had the capabilities of one, and it came from, and I kind of point to whatever, like the tallest, most whatever
Sure.
building.
Like, I can't see. Tell me what you're
Is that a
looking
fax
at.
machine?
He's pointing at a building on the other side of the wall. It'd take forever to get there from here.
Yeah. And I'm
Intro,
I
you
feel
can
like
give me a perception check.
you can tell by the
Right.
scorch marks coming at a horizontal
Got
part,
a
slightly
19.
perpendicular.
19. You don't spot anything out of the ordinary.
Your experience with throwing fireballs at structures is coming in handy.
Toriel will move over to Lord Dair and
That's
like,
something you probably never
hold
would
still a
have
moment,
thought
sir.
I would say.
just in case. And he will attempt to hide that he's casting mage armor on Lord Dair. Got a 21 on the hiding. Okay.
Doesn't seem to react.
He has plus 3 AC if it becomes relevant.
At the moment, he seems a bit traumatized.
Yeah, there's a lot going
As
on.
much as I'd love to go.
Can't you do anything? Who did this?
Shom, no doubt.
Bastards.
Near as I can tell, you're the only merchant family who would bend to them, so you had to know this was coming.
Is there anything else valuable in your house you want saved?
This is my chest.
That's outside. It battered.
Where? Do you have it?
I have the thing that was inside it as well. That's on my person. The chest, if it had anything else, is outside, but it looked empty.
Thanks, chest, for battering down the gate.
Could have opened itself too.
My house were burning down. I'd have some very serious reservations about your methods.
Like, well, you're alive.
Such as it is.
As much as I'd love to go chasing after the source of this, I don't think we can leave the Lord here. Just,
I can't see a damn thing.
I'll take a look at it. Do I
Sure.
think dispel magic would help with this blindness?
Maybe.
Well, I'm also blind.
Maybe. I'll give it a shot.
Like, I'm literally blind right
You can give me an Arcana check
Oh,
to
Arcana.
determine whether that's a yes or a no.
Blind
Oh,
until
okay.
Brendan tells me otherwise.
Arcana check was a 26.
It definitely seems like a magical effect of some kind, yes.
Hold still a moment. Let me take care of that. Victoria gestures. Is it a 3rd level or lower spell?
It is.
Okay, it ends.
Yeah, I'll shake my head out. Thank you, Entoria.
No problem.
Great work.
I could have fixed it like I fixed the pig problem.
What happened to my pigs?
Like, what did you do to the bar?
Bessie!
I tried to put the fire out.
With a hailstorm?
Wasn't my
Is
best
it still
idea.
going? How long does it last?
Oh, it's just a turn.
What happened to not killing without
The
reason?
hailstorm is instant. The effects are only a turn, though.
Yeah, it's gone by
The
now.
difficult terrain's just a turn.
Oh, wait, the difficult train is still there?
No,
It's just one
round.
turn.
One
Okay.
round.
One round.
But it was like
For about 6 seconds.
frozen Sub-Zero style for a bit
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Killed my pigs instead of
Opening
saving
the
my
door!
home.
I tried. I couldn't get the door open.
Oh! Well, that makes perfect sense.
So I thought I'd put the fire out.
Is the ruins of these stables?
I'm ruined!
They may be fine.
I'll put my pigs
Zambi will start like
Like-
sifting through the
Are you an idiot?
stables.
Do you actually believe they might be fine?
Do I find any pigs?
Oh my god!
You find some forms that might have most recently been pigs.
Look, as
Not one.
As tragic as all this is, do you have any friends left in town? Anywhere safe you can go? We shouldn't stay here.
The monastery.
Monastery.
The High Abbess on the east side of town. She'll look after us. For a time, at least.
I'll take
Or
off
me.
my cloak and toss it to you. Like, put this on. Keep it up.
Okay.
Like, your ring. You should take it off.
Finger up.
Do you need anything from your chest of drawers before we go? I didn't know if there might be anything valuable in it or not.
My pants. I want to walk around the streets in the midst of the Starlight Festival with no pants on.
Fair enough.
Are you okay to walk?
I'll make my way.
Oh, well.
Alright. Once we're safely out of, assuming we're heading to the monastery.
Yeah,
Yes.
but don't let anyone see who you are.
This is my hair.
Okay.
That sweeps his
There, perfect.
Assuming no one else is around, or at least visibly around, Entoria will summon Tanger back.
As a matter of fact, for a roaring inferno, it seems to have attracted no crowd of any kind.
This is just how they do it in Starlight Festival. Like lighting houses on fire.
Yeah.
Unsurprising.
Nibonese value their privacy.
Cool.
Let me grab the map of Nibonese, as a matter of fact.
Alright. Animate objects.
What spell is that?
5th level ones.
Jeez.
Isn't that more for like making a suit of armor come alive and attack your enemies?
Yeah. He made some boulders attack somebody once.
Yeah, builders attacked. It's definitely, it has a variety of uses. I mean, you could use it to hold a door shut because the
Or
spell
shit,
actually.
old man's pants.
And Toria getting
He's
the
not that old.
multi-tool
He's just
spell.
Yeah.
Sick man's
You could also
pants.
order a chest to just open itself. Disarm your trap and open, please.
Oh, yes, sir.
It's
Well, we did
it's an expensive use for a 5th level spell, considering there's like I think a 2nd level one that does that exact thing.
Is that knock or what?
Yeah, of course it's also audible for like half a mile. It's like dong dong dong.
Shit. Marcus can open chests like that.
Yeah. We already-
It's not a fucking
he's probably
spell.
quieter than Knock is.
It's true. So, where did my pointy thing go? There it is.
The pointy
Lose
thing.
them left and right.
The replacement pointy thing.
Yes. So as a matter of fact, he doesn't actually take you that far. He sort of retreads some of the steps that you took heading towards the Warrens, but instead you fork a left and wind up here at the base of the steps leading to the Temple of the Exalted Path.
As we're walking,
Yes.
like anytime that we're like in a less crowded area, I'll use that chance to just talk to Nigeria a little bit.
Okay.
Like, what do you know about the Serpent's Tower? Where is it?
Serpents.
What is it?
It was a prison or something like that of the Sorcerer Kings on the other side of town.
Do you know where?
Yes, everyone knows where. It's haunted, you hear growing up.
Easy to see from the skyline.
If the Negarakan is in the way, then difficult to see much of anything. But once you get closer, there's no mistaking it.
We need to go there. Our understanding is that how Shom operatives are working out of it.
Do I hear this?
Of
Can I
course.
interject?
Yeah.
Sure. Are you aware of anything that House Rom has to do with that tower? We've heard that House Rom, or Shom, has something to do with the Serpent's Tower.
Not had the resources to keep tabs on them as I once did.
Sounds like they're operating out of it in secret.
Yeah.
There are rumors that the place is haunted. That's as good a reason as
Yeah.
any. to start
Again,
with.
the shadow creatures could be the haunted
Well,
part of it.
Sounds like that's at least they're using that to their advantage.
Yeah.
If Osric is there, the shadows are certainly.
I still believe Shom isn't connected to the shadows, at least that they know of.
There's something
Yes.
odd going on there.
The whole thing is strange.
Gibbonet is a complete mess. There's not a single thing in the city working the way it's supposed to.
Notice that everywhere the Far Heralds go.
Well, infiltration and subversion are their main tactics. Would fit. And I guess in its way, Nibene is as vulnerable to that as Rom was. An absentee sorcerer king is no better than a foolish one.
I suppose that's true.
King hasn't been seen in 100 years. Wouldn't surprise me if someone got tired of worshipping no one. Anyway, follow me. We'll head into the temple. As a matter of fact, for such a large, impressive structure, it's got very, very high stairway leading in. It's almost a sort of miniature pyramid in and of itself. At the very top is this sort of sparse but no less grand kind of structure. Unlike a lot of the buildings in Nibene, it doesn't really go in for a whole lot of the decoration and the gaudiness that you see in a lot of these buildings. In fact, here it seems very austere, very plain, very stoic, and it's surrounded by monks in various states of labor. Even now, it's the middle of the morning. It's like 3 a.m. or something like that. And people are still doing chores, going through rites, that kind of thing. All
There's
wearing,
some, like true monks.
yes, absolutely. Actually, they're all wearing like very plain orange robes. All of them with shaved heads. Mostly humans. There's a couple of different races mixed in there. All females, however.
Exalted Path. Would that be something we've heard of before?
Give me a history check.
Thanks, religion.
You can.
Is this place on fire?
It is not on fire. Excuse me. Thank you.
Give me a fire check.
I will take.
21.
Well, just go
21.
ahead. You go ahead, buddy.
So maybe you haven't necessarily heard too much about this place, but you have heard that Nibene has monastic orders that receive a great deal more respect from the society at large, from even the Templars, than in any other place. It's sort of this weird counterpoint where Nibene is known for being a very decadent society of liars and thieves and seductresses and seductors. You know, just a city of devils. But they also give great reverence to their ancestors and great reverence to those that can go ahead and control their base urges for basically their entire lives. And such, they have these two monasteries, the Exalted Path, which is all female, and then the Temple of Serene Bliss on the other side of town, which is all male. And there's a particular custom that is unique to Nibene, where every single child on their 15th birthday spends a month at one or the other of the temples. And that happens regardless of your social strata. It happens if you're a noble, it happens if you're a slave, and anywhere in between.
Alright, Victoria explains all of that to the party as well. Interesting.
Everyone knows that.
It's an odd custom.
Doesn't sound
Spend
like
a month of your life hanging out with slaves.
Or nobles, as it were.
Same.
Oh,
Well, it's better than the last place we were at.
all well and good, but what makes you think they'll aid you now?
I have a friendship with the abbess, Altrang. She'll see to our safety. Come. And as a matter of fact, no one is stopping you guys. It seems like everyone seems to... If they do recognize Dair, they're giving him a wide berth. They're sort of leaving him to his business. He leads you in, and there's some massive stone doors. He just steps through and pushes his way in. Looks around. Give me a moment. I'll see about some quarters.
Alright.
Goes and finds one of the attendants and heads off.
What kind of room are we in right now?
This is a grand foyer. It's all interior. It seems to have... So it's decorated, but it's not decorated with, like, idols or pictures necessarily. It's almost, like, representational. It's like a painting of a word written in the Nibonese in sort of stylistic fashion, that kind of thing. And then just a couple of very simple braziers on either side. And there's maybe a monk or two on a simple mat in front of it, just sort of contemplating the meaning of the word in front of them. There's sort of various stations all around this area. And in the back, there's sort of simple, nondescript hallways leading out. And from one of them, Dair and a couple of the other monks come out. He says, "You've agreed to lend us a place to rest, at least. Not a place of protection, necessarily. I don't want to bring violence to this place, but you can at least..."
They'd be a fool to bring violence to us anyway.
Didn't seem to have any trouble setting my building on fire. Anyway, you can catch at least a couple of hours sleep.
See if they can get you a set of robes or something so you'll fit in.
Looks at the group of women around on his left, group of the women on his right. Yes, fit in.
As best you can.
Yeah.
I need that cloak back.
Hang on. Perfect.
Ah, lovely. Well, hello, madam.
Oh,
I just want to get my cloak back.
Pardon me, grumbled Tilda.
I have to get my cloak back before we leave, though.
Sure. He hands it back,
Yeah.
and you're led to some temporary quarters.
Oh.
Very, very plain. There's not even a bed.
Yeah.
well, real quick,
Yeah.
before we leave him, Toria takes out the bag he put the small lockbox in and hands
Okay.
it to him and says, "This is what you had in the box."
This is a victory. This is what Shom wanted. If it was indeed them, we foiled their plans.
Seems strange they would have left it to burn. Is it valuable to them if simply destroyed?
No.
They probably thought they could hunt through the wreckage and find his.
Or that it would
It's
be
possible
true.
they didn't expect the Squad of Truth to be there.
True, but when they realize it's missing, they may come for it again. Would you like to retain it, or should we keep custody of it?
I'm honor-bound to protect this with my life, as fragile as it is.
A noble sentiment, sir, but your life may be bought fairly cheaply, no offense.
That's fair. You seem to be a man of ideas.
I have a few.
Hands it back to you.
Alright.
Come up with a way that I can protect this.
What is it?
Long ago, when the Sorcerer King still showed his face in this city, he gave to the families that he established the city with 4 golden coins, each a sign of trust, to be exchanged at any time for a wish. Some great favor that family could call upon in their hour of need. No one, of course, has ever dared to ask Nibene, the Shadow King, for anything. But Shom has already killed 2 families to get their coins.
Is this coin magical?
Pulls a gleaming coin with the face of a bearded, stern, strong-jawed man with a grim-looking crown set on his head.
Like the statues we saw walking into the city?
Yes, as a matter of fact, exactly like that.
Yes.
Did you draw them?
Nick's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Take a point of inspiration. And as a matter of fact, it gleams such that if it's... Is it sparkling? If it's not magical, it should be.
Interesting. There might be some ways to guard that magically, but they will take time to research.
What sort of wish would House Shom wish for?
Well, it hardly matters.
We don't know any of their goals.
Doesn't exist.
To be honest, I'm sort of with this fella. Who would dare ask it of a sorcerer king anyway? Who knows how he would twist the words you gave him?
Then why would they want it?
Therein the question. They must think they have some way of putting it to use. Maybe it does have inherent magic. I can check for such things.
What have you learned of Shom in your time here?
Mostly the things you told us, that they're undercutting everyone around them, doing their best to kill the other merchant houses.
They've definitely been very secretive. It's been hard to get information about them.
But there's something really strange going on. We know they're associated with that Mull Osric. We know that he's creating those shadows, at least in part. But we also found letters from, actually, we found letters from a young member of House Shom, a son, who seemed to be fleeing the city on account of the shadows.
And speaking of, we actually also have one of their house rings. But we don't know what good that would do us necessarily.
For what it's worth, House Shom is not necessarily a unified body.
That would make sense.
That
The
starts
daughter.
to add things up.
Was a bride of Nibene, a Templar. Not a High Templar, but a Templar and a scion of Shom nonetheless.
Interesting. And of course, as we said, we've also learned they're operating out of the Serpent Tower. That's probably our next stop.
Perhaps. I must sleep.
Get some rest.
Shall I keep this on me for now, then?
Yes, but only as a loan. I'm honor bound to defend it.
I don't think
I
we have
haven't-
use for it anyway, so it's just in our care so that Shom doesn't steal it.
Well, who's to say I won't bump into Nibene in the streets and ask him to take vengeance for my family? Be nice to have it.
Well, maybe in another 100 years he'll come around.
Not like I have anything to do but wait at this point. Good night.
Get your rest.
Yeah.
Shuffles off, leaving you to your own rest.
Furry looks at the coin for a moment. Weighty responsibility having something like this around.
It's just a joke.
Not a joke to him.
Not to him.
Or Shom, for that matter.
Well, Dair is well aware that he's going to die before Nibene shows his face again.
Well,
It's been a century. Maybe he's due.
there's nothing saying you can't go to the Templar and say that you have something of Nibene's and you wish to be allowed to have an audience with them.
Would you want to wish from a sorcerer king that you awoke from a nap?
Yes, for someone who's supposedly a Templar yourself, you don't know much about how they operate.
Well, we have no idea how Nibene operates either. Every sorcerer king is different as far as I know.
When you mentioned her being Zambi being a Templar, and Toria kind of winced a little.
And that's something we need to talk about.
Yes.
It
Three
doesn't-
of you now.
It doesn't have to be right away, but you've made a mistake.
Again,
You
I'm the
rented
only sane
power.
one in the party.
You've made a great life
Actually,
choice.
I have to laud you. You managed to take him for a pretty good ride. It's a nice wand you got in exchange for.
Yes, you didn't have to swear
Well,
your
pretty
oaths
words.
to false gods.
Well,
You will
I
have
think
a special
they
seat in the
intend me
future
to
when the
at
Dre
some
rule Athos.
Why would you ever go back to
Wearing
that
a
place?
necklace of rock six, not a sorcerer king.
Well,
A snake who's gonna have a head on a pike before the end of the day.
I don't
more than
mean,
likely, if I had my way, but yes.
I don't mean to be alarming, but if Shivram is no longer speaking to you, it's possible he no longer will power the pillars.
Yes, you realize that swearing an oath isn't just a few words you say to get a fancy axe.
You've
Perhaps
given away
you should
yourself.
Or is it?
loan Chevron once to see if it will talk to one of us.
Well, I was talking to everybody before.
I could try reading it again. Granted, it's a little offensive when you're dealing with an actual thinking object, but
Reading its thoughts.
no, just reading it as I would a magical object.
You're welcome to take a look at it.
Alright, Toriel will kind of tentatively, almost like he's expecting something to go wrong, try to reach for Shivram's hilt. Alright, got hold of it? Right, it moved away?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you are still there. Alright, I'll try, Toriel will try casting message on it. Can you hear me? That was its response, just a grunt?
Yep.
Another message, why aren't you talking aloud? Oh, I see.
He's
I think-
he's upset.
I think
He's
Oh,
pouting.
you hurt his feelings.
Throwing a temper
Victoria
tantrum.
looks really dubious about this explanation. That's the closest explanation I can come with. Maybe as an experiment, try taking off that damned ridiculous joke of an amulet.
Please.
It is not a joke.
That is absolutely a joke.
It is not a joke.
It is kind of a joke.
You realize, I understand how you feel about Dragoth. I'm not saying I agree, but I understand. That
This
was
one
made by that idiot under the city who thinks that he's going to destroy Nibene and take over.
and become a sorcerer king.
And become
Don't
a
forget
sorcerer
that one.
king himself.
And get the Drake killed while he's at it.
yes, he's an
I know.
absolute
That
idiot.
one he
That-
might succeed at.
Yes,
Yes.
that's the only thing he's succeeded at so far, is spoiling your plans.
Marcus tossed the medallion to the floor for a bit. What?
It broke.
It
Yeah.
broke.
It broke.
Oh, it's ceramic for
Oh,
it.
boy.
Well,
I hope that axe doesn't burn you when you try to touch it now.
It probably will.
well.
Try touching
Mark,
it.
Marcus grabs for his axe.
Seems fine.
Oh.
I suppose the oath swearing was the main part, as opposed to the medallion.
So
But
what
did
does,
this
that
bearing-
what does that oath actually do? Is that just a formality?
Beats
You're
me.
not bound in any way, are you?
Might be.
I'm gonna pick up the pieces of the amulet.
Sure.
I suppose I could.
Does
take
this
a look.
seem like a legit, like, Dragoth Templar amulet?
Give
to
me an Arcana check.
Out of Walmart?
Zamatrix.
Alright.
Little happy face.
I almost want to use inspiration for this, but that's not that important. 17.
This does not appear to be on the oven. On the oven up. It looks like the Chinese bootleg.
It looks like a
DVD.
child carved it.
It's got better craftsmanship than
Dig
that,
out
at
the
least.
spelled wrong.
Yeah,
This is Dagon.
yeah.
Dagon.
Yeah, it's the Dagon. It's perfect. But more importantly than that, it seems it lacks the fundamental kind of, I don't think blessing is the wrong word, but the connection to the power source, which is, of course, the Dread King.
Sam picks it up, throws it to the ground, and then spits on it.
What happened?
This is totally fake.
I thought it
This is
was
entirely
joke.
counterfeit.
It's not fake, it's mass produced.
Well, what happened to it?
This
not being a joke?
this is not a true Templar's amulet.
I told you that.
Okay.
Well, look, we haven't solved the problem yet necessarily. Shivram, can you hear us now? I'd better take a look and see what this oath you took actually entails. Hold still for actually several moments. Toriel will try identify on Marcus to see if he can figure out what this oath may have entailed.
Okay.
Magically speaking.
Sure.
You get his stats.
His power level.
Look at
Only-
his
only
character
magic
sheet.
effects.
You
Only-
can look at his character sheet.
Yeah, it's only magical effects.
Yeah, you can look at his character sheet. Perfect.
No!
Marcus is a half giant. He doesn't appear to have any innate magical properties as magical items go.
No curses, geases, any of that sort.
He definitely does seem to have some sort of I wouldn't call it a status effect necessarily, but he definitely seems aligned in such a way that is different than what you might have expected.
Right. There's some kind of...
He's chaotic evil.
There's definitely something wrong. I can't quite place it.
I wonder where that came from.
Maybe it has something to do with the weapon and the connection between that.
Would Antoria have expected that, though? Because you said this sounded like something unexpected.
Yeah, he'd already studied the weapon.
I mean, it's not so much that it's unexpected; it's just different.
I can't get a precise read on it. I'm honestly not sure, but I don't know.
Well, something had to take place for me to be able to wield their weapons.
Yeah, we knew that from the spell I cast earlier. It's probably that, but
Well,
I could try
I felt
removing
nothing controlling my will upon taking the oath, but
Perhaps
Who
if
knows
you
what
describe
might
it to me, I
manifest.
could figure out if it has a connection to Dragoff.
How would I describe what you gave me?
Wow.
right.
Knowledge.
Right.
His
Something like that,
transmutational matrix
that's-
shifted
that's-
slightly.
Yeah, that said, it doesn't seem like a negative effect. It's definitely not a curse or something like that. It's more, you know how if you roll into a new zone in an MMO and maybe there's like a PvP event going on or something like that, and you forcibly get a status effect that doesn't actually alter your stats. It just mentions,
You get
by the
flagged.
way, you're flagged as Alliance PvP right now. That's sort of the effect we're going for here.
It's definitely an alignment of some sort. It could be with the sword, it could be with what just happened. I never
Is it
looked at you in this
possible
detail.
Other people could
Oh.
also read his alignment. and
Is
know
it like
that he's either
attunement?
with-
Is it like attunement?
I'm sorry?
Is it like attunement?
It's quite a lot like attunement, as a matter of fact.
Alright. Well, to answer your... Well, sorry, what did you ask?
I was asking if other people could read this alignment and know that he's either with or against.
Well, it took me a while, but there are people who can do it faster than the ritual means I use, so yes, definitely. And if someone knew what to look for, they might be able to pick out the specifics of it. To me, it just looks different than I expected, but...
Well, with luck,
So he's
you'll use
basically
that
marked as
axe to cut his head
territory.
off.
Rock
I wouldn't mind
basically
that.
marked as territory.
Well, it's not optional at this point.
Well, I could try to remove
Yes,
it, maybe.
I agree.
Do I feel like
I
Dispel
mean,
Magic
the
might...
death of Rock 6.
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Wait, why would we find him? We have no need to.
He needs to be dealt
13.
with at some point.
Sorry?
13.
I thought we were in accordance with just
Not sure.
leaving him.
I'm not sure if we're capable of dealing with him, to be honest, but
Wasn't that
Wait a
why
minute.
we?
Why do you... I mean, he's a joke, and he's a
You
brute.
of all people should be
What?
just-
Wait, is this about...
Cade hates jokes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait a minute. Is this because he said he wants to be a sorcerer king?
I want to be
That's-
Sorcerer King.
You
Anything.
should recognize your friend, the man who isn't from the Veiled Alliance. He said that the head of the Bloodfire gang is not either. Where do you think he's getting all of this power? Where do you think he's controlling all of these people?
Defiling? I mean, he's accused of it, and certainly I take that seriously, but he honestly doesn't seem like the type. I mean, if I were riding in a chariot and the curdler turned around and said, "I want to be a sorcerer king," I'm not sure I'd be terribly worried about it.
Also, this is not our mission. We've said this how many times? Our mission is
That
to find a pylon and move on.
Is
to the next
also
city.
true. As much as even if he is a defiler, is he a bigger stake than what we're already after?
Well,
Do we have time to crush him?
since we're here,
Well,
There's no sense
He's full of
in
experience points.
I'm not sure we could deal with him necessarily, but I definitely
Are you
need.
kidding?
He's quite powerful. You make it light of him, but he is actually quite
I'll
powerful.
gesture to the broken ceramic on the ground, like about as sturdy as those real amulets you were concerned about.
It actually has just Roxas going like,
The
Well,
toxic seal of
I turned the
approval.
thumb upside down.
Magical
Broken
means
piece.
seem to have failed us. Perhaps you need to apologize to. Oh, this sounds weird even from me.
well, for the time being, I've got a weapon that can deal some serious damage.
Victoria's like visibly face palming and wincing at the same time.
Making it worse.
I thought, wasn't Shivram your friend?
I mean, he's been there.
Holy shit!
I like to think that, you know, he
It's
pulls
so-
out Shivram and Shivram has a mustache.
Yeah.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Friend, you realize this is a sentient being and you're hurting his feelings.
He's right there. I mean,
And he's key to us unlocking that pillar.
Very well. I'm not much for feelings, but if it's for the mission,
It's just like
Okay.
stroking Shivram.
I assume Shivram is still grunting and moping.
actually, there's no response now.
Oh, wow.
Value in loyalty. What are you gonna do with half giants?
Well, should we get going and
Yeah, let's
You know,
get on to the
do
main
our
point.
mission?
Well, we should probably rest a bit.
I agree. If we run into Osric in that tower, he's dangerous.
We need everything we've
I don't know,
got.
between you with Roxas and you with Osric, I think that you guys severely underestimate any of our potential.
I'm not saying that we can't defeat Osric. I'm just saying that we'll want to be ready. He is a champion of the Urakari arena. It's no joke. That said, when I said that we couldn't fight him, it was when we didn't have access to our magic. With the 3 of you at full capacity, the 2 of us at full capacity.
And again, Roxix is also a higher rank Templar. He's also quite powerful in his
a
own.
Templar. He serves a dead king. That makes you not a Templar.
No one said he's dead.
You mean you're a real Templar? Another one. My life is far too interesting sometimes.
Yes.
2 1/4 Templars.
A quarter is generous. Maybe 1.5 total.
So are you guys resting up then?
Yeah, sounds like it. With no small amount of snark involved.
I'm gonna see during this rest if I can attune my radio pickaxe. Holy symbol. Because I haven't done that.
Yes, you can do that. Is this a short rest or a long rest?
Long, please.
That
Is it
long.
nighttime?
It
Sounds
is.
It's like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
It's about that, yeah.
Alright. As long as people need
Long
it.
rest, it sounds like.
Yep. Oh, and Toria's taking special effort using his own knowledge of pickpocketing and whatnot to very, very secure the gold coin on his person.
Wait, you have the coin, not the box? I thought you got the whole box.
I can help you with that if that's what you want. If you're making this apparent to the rest of us, or if you're doing it in secrecy.
He's not really doing it in secrecy, so yeah, if Marvin volunteers, he'll certainly accept disguise help in that matter.
Sure.
I will. I'll say, back in Dair, I picked up a new trick.
Puts a mustache on the
Yeah.
collar.
That's exactly what he does.
He puts a mustache
A
on.
mustache on the coin.
Wow. It's like, I'll be like doing my prayers and I'll like look up.
And then
And just like,
Zammy also
Go
said,
back to
where
what
did the
I'm
coin go?
I'm actually doing this for him as opposed to him, like, aiding him.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Ventoria doesn't know anything about
Yeah, that's fair.
disguising.
So are we talking sleight of hand here?
I think so.
24.
Oh.
Are you aiding him?
I guess so, yeah. If it's, I thought it was disguise check, not
Stick
sleight
it
of
up
hand,
your
but
butt,
yeah.
no one will figure it out.
I learned
That's
this
what-
in Dair.
His butt just
Well, I
starts
guess
sparkling.
aiding's not really a roll, right?
No, it's not.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, I'm aiding him, sure.
Okay,
Since it's sleight of hand, I can help.
sure.
But I got a belly button over here. We could do that instead. That's a great idea, Tori.
Right.
All right. Well, you guys managed to ferret it away into a
So instead-
secret spot.
Yeah, I mean, basically it looks more like an avocado now as opposed to a coin.
Oh yeah,
so-
of course. The trademark Antoria avocado.
Uh-huh.
He's never without it.
Athos is full of those avocados.
Yeah, of course.
Alright. I guess I'll also take the opportunity to cast Identify on it to see if it's magical.
Sure.
Anything come up?
So much in the same way that Templar medallions are magical but don't have themselves innate magical properties, you can tell that this is definitely more than your average golden coin, but above and beyond that, it's unclear.
It's just like marked, basically.
Yes.
Hi, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing unexpected.
One favor, please.
Alright. I'll put the avocado on in a secure place.
Avocados on Athos.
Of
Things
course.
Stand out.
Just look like a rock, probably. If people
Okay,
think
and then
about it.
around noon or so, you guys gather up your stuff and get ready to go.
Alright. Well, it's nice to have rested, though. If we're going to go to the Serpent Tower, nighttime might be better for that. Do we have anything else we want to take care of before then?
But I don't think so. Unless, I don't know if you want to try to sell those things we found in.
Well,
Nevada.
so here's an idea. Have we ever seen those shadow creatures during the day?
No,
I've never heard of anyone
pretty much
mentioning
shut
them during the
open
day.
by night.
Are we sure we want to go there at night?
They may be all there at night.
The bigger problem is
That's what I'm saying.
it's
Perhaps
not.
now's the best time to go.
But it's not in Bacon
I
Town,
mean-
right? Assuming this
It is not. That is the Serpent Tower, yes.
and it's not in Bacon Town.
it
We
is
can't go
not.
there in the day and start blasting away.
We could still go inside. I mean, he said people avoid the place. No one goes there.
Doesn't mean Templars will avoid lots of fireballs being thrown outside in the middle of the day. I don't know, though. That's not.
Well, why don't we ask the Templar?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a knock at the door of the room that you're staying in.
Oh, alright. Come.
A
I'll pull my pickaxe out. I'm not joking.
That's fine.
Yeah.
There's a single old woman
I
walking
kill
in.
Oh my god. Oh, no.
You don't.
Don't. Cade just paranoia keeps people alive.
She
Man.
walks in very quietly. She's dressed and fitted exactly like all the other monks. Bald of scalp, simple orange robes. But there's an intense degree of serenity exuding from this lady. Like, she's so at peace it pisses you off. Like, it's like,
So like Cade's on one end of the scale and she's the exact opposite.
Greetings.
good morning.
Good morning.
I am Ao Trang.
You're Dair's friend.
I am.
Thank you for taking him in.
You're welcome.
For us as well, for that matter.
I hope that your time at the Temple of the Exalted Path has been a comfortable one.
It has.
Yes, it has.
Good. Templars came to the gates this morning asking if anyone here knew anything about a blizzard that struck the Noble District this morning.
Yes.
Sammy
I,
coughs.
I, of course, did not. So I sent them away. And because I am the High Abbess of the Temple of the Exalted Path, they believed me. I would like to be able to continue telling them that I have no idea about blizzards, whirlwinds, sandstorms, or any other suspicious phenomena that may strike our fair city.
I understand you perfectly.
Yes, I hope that we all hear that clearly.
May I ask a
Right.
question of my own?
Of course, my child.
Did the Templars ask about fiery explosions like the one that actually destroyed the manor by any chance?
No.
A strange omission, given that they were rather interesting in nature themselves.
They mentioned the fire, but the spontaneous whirlwind of ice and storm seemed more suspicious, I guess.
Interesting. How long may we stay here?
As long as you need. But I know that the other residents will appreciate you completing your business in Nibene expediently.
We're
That
doing
is-
our best to get out of here as fast as we can.
That is also our wish. And what of Lord Dair? How long will he
This
be...
music is too intense.
There we go.
That's better.
How long will Lord Dair be safe here?
He is an old and trusted friend. I will do my best to keep him safe and at peace. But he is proud, and rightly hates those that have cast him into ruin.
As well he should.
I cannot protect him from himself.
That is my worry as well. Hopefully we can strike vengeance for him quickly. He will not need to trouble himself further.
If that is what your destiny entails. Regardless, make sure that no vengeance is associated with blizzards, whirlwinds, sandstorms, or anything of the sort anywhere near my temple.
Seems like scratching over, like, spikes on our
Understood.
back, our scales. Agreed. Very much so. Agreed.
She takes her leave.
I'll turn to Victoria and say I don't know why she immediately thought we were the ones that had anything to do with it.
Well, we were Lord Dair's rescuers, I suppose. That might have
But
been
it
it.
could have been anyone.
Well, Lord Dair himself apparently saw us batter his barn to pieces with a ice storm.
Right,
I'm almost
he didn't-
certain that he communicated.
He
that
didn't
to
make
us,
note
right?
of any animating chests or runaway pants.
Yes, those were tools that we used to save his estate, instead of, for some reason, destroying it in the middle of a firestorm.
I'll admit, I've had better ideas.
You've had worse, that's the problem.
Let's move on.
It is done. Let's get on. We have our own plans
Maybe
to
you
make.
should be at one of these temples who's so serene in the face of some of these things that happen around us.
Long experience, my friend. Long experience. He looks at Varmint, kind of nodding.
Many months.
But unlike you might have expected, there's almost a quirk of a smile when he's doing this. It's not resentful at all. Maybe something more than his age or his physical age changed.
Well,
He's now chaotic evil.
Yeah. He's now a lich.
he wasn't far from that to begin with.
It's true.
He's a reverse lich. He exudes life.
He loves the sun.
Anyway,
Yes.
so wait for nightfall and go to the Serpent Tower.
I still don't think that's the best course of action.
Why don't we go to the Serpent Tower and then wait for nightfall?
Suppose there's no reason not to.
As long as we're not seen on the approach.
Again, these shadow creatures we haven't seen during the day.
Right, that means they go somewhere during the day, possibly packed full in the Serpent's Tower.
Well, possibly,
Also,
or
we
possibly
haven't had
they
any problem with these shadow creatures up until this point.
possibly they don't exist during the day. They're
And
summoned
at
from another
night.
plane or something. I don't know.
I'm saying at night they're absolutely no problem.
Well, let's sell this pair of tusks you two got for us, and that won't take long. Then we'll head to the Serpent Tower, see what we can see, wait for nightfall.
Fair enough.
Alright?
Sounds good.
If we encounter Osric, and
Kill
there's
him.
any chance for diplomacy, let me speak with him. See if we can use it to our
What sort of as I eye your pickaxe, I say, what sort of diplomacy are we talking
Well,
about?
if I get my chance, I'll splatter his brains on the pavement, but...
But then he's gonna grill those brains good.
Remember, he's been alive. I can read him. You can kill him afterwards. Just a brief interlude. Besides, he'll be having
gonna
his brain
splatter his
picked up,
brain.
and I don't think it's
Well,
a pleasant experience.
We also need to be careful because remember he's eluded us before. He literally disappeared out of
Yes.
thin air.
Well,
We'll see what happens.
we had Templars right behind us at the moment, or so I thought, or I would have paralyzed him where he stood.
Yes,
Yes, I wouldn't have
I seem to
confronted
remember
him.
someone else disappearing out of thin air. Into thin air.
Oh, well. Anyway,
Ha
let's go see about these tusks.
So as you're...
Was that Shivram?
No, it wasn't. I'm sorry.
Who was that?
That was...
Who was that? Spy in the room.
His axe talks too.
Exalted.
I'm Bivron.
He has a mustache.
How's it going? Of course.
The X has a mustache on it. Oh man.
So, as a matter of fact, on your way out of the Exalted Path monastery, there appears to be a very, very sumptuous-looking train of noble pavilions, the kind of carts that are borne aloft on slave shoulders, that kind of thing. And there's a very, very, much more, sturdy-looking one that's just now pulling up to the very base of the steps. It's got, absolute timbers rather than just, poles. And as you see them set it down, it's like they're carrying the weight of the whole of the Make-A-Lot Mountains on their back. And sure enough, it looks like they are, because out steps this Jabba the Hutt-looking motherfucker.
Wow.
Sponsored by Star Wars. He's just absolutely enormous, and he's dressed about as well as Jabba the Hutt, too. He's got this very, very, very... maybe a little bit too small loincloth that's just sort of draped between his big, fat, pudgy legs. They're like these little cones, and he's just like this massive pear-shaped dude. You know what he looks like? He looks like Smog from Dark Souls, if he was just like flesh and fat instead of gold. And no giant hammer.
But does he have the disturbingly large nipples?
He does. He absolutely does.
Like palm-sized nipples.
They're like funnels.
Okay,
They're
I'm
just
done.
like...
I'm out. Cap!
It's just like whoop.
And they're wreathed in gold.
No!
No, absolutely. He's
What have I
got
done?
all kinds of jewelry. He's got rings on his rings. He's got rings sticking out of every single lobe of his
Does he
ears.
have a jewel beard?
He doesn't have a jewel beard. He does not have a beard. However, he has an incredible looking, very, very stand-outy kind of necklace. And you catch a glimpse of this in particular because it's got a very particular kind of design. It's got sort of a set of spots for rings or circles or coins, maybe? As a matter of fact, there's one set in the top, one dancing closer to each nipple, and then an empty spot down on the bottom. And he's sort of looking up the steps and catches the eye of a beggar that's sitting there. Oh, Dair, is that you? As a matter of fact, you can tell that the beggar seems to in fact be Lord Dair, not doing a very good job of having disguised himself. He's got sort of a broad cap, but he's still wearing the same pants that he salvaged the night previous.
He's a regal bearing.
Oh, bad news. Heard your house burned down. Oh, too bad. Did you lose everything? Dair doesn't seem particularly eager to rise to the occasion.
Tell me, how do you keep them from killing themselves? And Toria's looking at the large man and actually speaks to him.
Who do you mean?
Whatever poor wretches of slaves have to bathe and dress you.
Oh,
Damn.
just ask them for yourself. Come. This feeble-looking little half-elf looks like he wishes he was dead. Yes, sir. Tell them. How is it you keep from killing yourself on a daily basis? It's a great honor to serve ancient House Shom, realm of Nibene, city of Spires, sir. Oh, you see, they love me.
They fear you.
Oh, you just don't know me very well.
Glances at Lord
But you
Dair.
could.
Yes. Get in there. Just like fold my arms and watch. Because it's great whenever Antoria's frustrated with something.
Do you have some business with my lord?
Oh, your lord. I simply wanted to convey my deepest sympathies to my old friend, Lord Dair. His house burned down,
I know.
and someone killed all his pigs.
What a psychopath.
Excuse me. Dair is just like trembling.
So sorry, Dair.
How do you know him? You're clearly not from... Oh, you're so blue! Look at you, you're so blue! Oh,
Well, we've helped save his life.
Tux! Oh,
She just looks down and says, okay, you guys can talk.
is that an alligator?
Very nearly, yes.
Oh, it's pretty.
Would you like it?
Yes!
Don't tempt me.
What do you want for it?
Unfortunately,
200.
she's not for sale.
400. Oh, everything's for sale.
To answer your question, we've taken service of Lord Dair.
Oh, what a mistake.
I've seen worse mistakes.
Before or after his house burned down?
Before. Makes no difference to me.
Ooh.
Hey, Marcus, maybe this wealthy individual might be interested in a couple stunning tusks. As a curiosity.
Yeah, and Toria's not carrying them personally. I mean, they're party loot. If you want to pull them out and offer them, they're as much on your person as anyone else's.
Out of character, I don't remember these tusks.
Oh, you cut them off of the hippo monster we fought at the Oasis.
Oh, yeah, the hippo.
Oh!
Yeah, they're near pristine according to my notes.
That's true.
You did a great job.
The one that killed his son, let's give him the tusk.
Yeah. I don't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit.
Oh, I don't. Oh, you're big, you're covered in bones. But whose?
This doesn't know.
Oh, but he can't talk. That's so sad.
These
That
are
seems
the
to be
bones
catching
of
today.
dragons.
Ooh. I want them.
Well, you can't eat them.
500. I could eat you.
What?
I could eat you.
I don't
don't doubt it.
How big is he?
He's super fat.
Well, like how tall is he?
He's like 7 feet tall.
So he's a huge. Holy
He's
shit.
like the kingpin,
Holy god.
except with no clothes.
Whoa. Yeah, my favorite version of the Kingpin.
Yeah, of course.
Ultimate verse Kingpin.
I have in my inventory, and I don't know how long it's been sitting here, 9 pounds of meat.
Oh my god.
I
So-
vaguely remember when that happened. I don't remember
Was
why.
that like rot? I thought, didn't we poison some meat or something?
Only
We
one
took
way to
some of
find
it, that's why
out.
it's 9, not 10 pounds. We used some of it for that to poison the snake. We poisoned it, put it in the chest,
boy.
and mage handed the chest over.
So how long does meat last?
Not that long. That was
Okay,
like a
so I
month
wouldn't be
ago.
able to
Well, there's no refrigeration.
You guys should sell
It's
it.
not magical meat.
Unless you get an ice storm to refrigerate your meat.
Well,
Well, I guess I'll
Sell
try to
those
sell
damn
tusks.
tusks.
Yeah, I'll try to sell tusks. Why am I just hawking wares at this rich?
He's
offering a bunch of fucking money.
He's offering
So,
to buy
He offered us
everything.
$400 for you.
I will.
Obviously, he doesn't know how much shit is worth.
I will walk forward, and I say I can tell by.
I'll step up like behind at his flank, but I'm not.
I can tell by those extravagant coins on your chest that you're a man of opulence and certain curiosities.
Would you like to know?
Anyway, we happen to.
I said, wouldn't you like to know?
Is yes. Anyway, we've got a certain aphrodisiac, I believe. It could be ground up to a man of your stature. Certainly, no need, but you might one day want. Anyway, I'll pull out the tusk and say, now these are very rare.
Especially in such pristine condition.
Where did you get them?
Back yet.
Well, we were attacked by a rather large creature on the way to Nibide. And
What
the big one defeated it.
And Toria, with a almost trying only a little to hide a smirk, says, "Yes, it destroyed some sort of ridiculous pleasure barge at an oasis."
So wait,
Roll bluff
how
for that?
how muffled?
He did.
This was not muffled. He was actually.
No, I think he said that for him to hear.
Yeah, he was meant
he
for
said
him
it
to
on
hear. He was only disguising the smirk.
I rolled pretty low, and I'm kind of caught up in this story right now. These guys have registered much higher on
All right,
on his attention span right this second.
fair enough.
So, at the right price, I think that these items could adorn your walls or your bedroom chambers.
We went through quite a bit to get them, though, Robin. Let's not get rid of them so easily.
Patience, my friend. This is my
You're
area.
selling the tusks.
What do you want for them?
I would like, first of all,
Those coins
I
on
would
you.
like 3 things. 1, 400 gold pieces. 2, the half elf. And 3, a story from the great lord himself about those coins.
Ooh.
Do you want me to roll for something?
I would.
Alright.
Persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
Whatever you choose to make.
13.
Done. Ah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Thank you.
I'll like put a hand on his arm and kind of pull him. Like, don't touch him.
Scoops up the tusks, hands them off to some other slave. Oh, Dair! I'm missing one on my train. Would you like an occupation? Temporary. 400 gold. Starts rooting around us.
They'll look good on him.
400.
Did you just smell to figure out the amount of gold?
Yep.
I will
Wow.
open it up and, with the best of my ability, glance and see that it looks right.
It's a shit ton of gold.
But what would that be? Investigation?
Or perception, whichever you prefer.
3.
Looks legit.
Looks legit.
It looks
Okay, I will toss it to Kate, and I'll say, and now the coins.
Ooh, these.
Yes, it looks like you're missing one. What are they?
Oh, these are the tokens of the great Shadow King who came to our fair city so many thousands of years ago. You'll just hear before his arrival, after the great wars that he had fought in. He came and was looking for a city to rule, and as a matter of fact, we had no king at the time. Only our great houses, bickering back and forth with one another. Shom, Dair, and the rest.
Some of the losers. Sir not featured in this film.
Not relevant anymore, let's say.
They're not appearing in this film. Yes.
Nibene brought us together in grand unity. In exchange for our loyalty, granted us these wonderful golden coins, which could theoretically be turned in for favor, a wish of the great sorcerer King Nibene. Of course, what wish could we ever have of our mighty king? Shom has everything it needs. Tusks, good friends, a some slaves, not that one.
What is the purpose of wearing them?
Oh, well, Shom's had the great fortune fall on splendid, productive times. Not so much the rest. I wear these in tribute to those noble estates that have fallen by the wayside, who will not live to see Nibene's bright future.
And how did you come to possess such a coin?
Deals and inheritances and auctions.
So I guess you lost one.
Oh, no. This one's mine. This one belonged to that one guy. And this one belonged to that other guy. And maybe I'll get to this one someday. I like collecting. Keeps my mind at ease.
Can we roll is it investigation to determine if he's hiding anything or if
Sure,
it's
absolutely.
Insight, right?
Insight?
Insight would be the thing to roll. 10.
14.
14.
Yes. It's like,
Sure.
yeah, I'll roll it if it's there. That's
7.
15.
Antoria and Cade, you're picking up that he's definitely telling you the whole truth. He's not telling you the whole truth necessarily.
I didn't give him those coins at all.
Well, given what you know about Shom already, like even merchants in other city-states know that Shom's kind of a boogeyman as far as merchant houses go. Like if you cross them or if you step on a crack in the sidewalk wrong, they just come and burn your house down.
You get a horse head in your bed.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of place.
Yeah.
Except it's your head and you're the horse.
And the house something.
Master Ed, no.
And your shack is destroyed by an ice storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, those pigs.
Those were big. That's the saddest thing that's ever happened.
It is.
Like,
Sorry, everyone.
Right there, open, please. I got killed.
Yes, animal
Well-
deaths are definitely the worst.
it's true.
Yeah.
I will turn back to the House Shom leader and say, well, and then look around the rest if they had any other pressing questions, and then
And I'll say, if we find something about that coin, I assume that you would be very generous.
Oh, We will be friends forever.
How can I contact you?
Oh, I live at the big house up on the block. The one that hasn't burned down.
No.
How very fortunate.
Well, Dair, if you need a place to stay, and you grow tired of begging for coppers, you know where to find me.
How would you not?
Begins the surprisingly quick process of climbing back into his gurney.
I think this is the one thing he's really practiced at.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's...
Pleasure to meet you.
I should have asked for
Lord
500
To
gold.
80 each, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
So everyone gets 80 gold.
What a horrible creature. What's that? Was that human?
Theoretically.
Shom's the worst creature in the entire city.
Well, I
This is
agree
the
with that.
half-elf splayed at the floor.
Oh, that's right, we
Oh,
had the
speaking
half-elf.
Yes, what were you intending?
Yes, you bought a slave.
I have an excellent idea. Regarding the slave you just
Is
purchased,
that a crocodile?
Are you?
I don't eat people. Since we can't always protect Lord Dair, why don't we tell this elf to assist and protect him while we're gone?
I had intended to just get some information from him and free him,
Well, you could do both, obviously.
seeing as he is one of my...
Actually, I owe the fellow an
You
apology.
mean a slave that belongs to you?
No, he's
Actually,
not.
I owe the fellow an apology. I was irritated by Lord Shom's bullying and nearly got him killed. I do apologize. I enjoyed speaking to the half-elf. I'm glad it worked out.
I would have thought death a kind release a long time.
As I figured.
Much obliged, my lord. Much obliged. You'll get good service out of me. I promise. I promise.
What did you have in mind for the fellow?
Yes, my lord. What can I do for
On
you?
the hunt for the mask. Head back to Ron and see if we can pick up any information on it.
I
We
don't.
are going to
Ron.
need it.
Oh, Ron would be a death sentence.
Well,
By himself?
no offense to the fellow. He was a pallbearer. I don't know if he has the skills for surviving the desert or gathering information. Other than what he can tell us about House Shom, maybe his best use is just serving Lord Dair.
He can
Well,
be our
that-
eyes and ears on the city. How's
That's a
that
law. That's a beggar.
Uh,
You're a proper lord. Look at a lot of you. You're about the most majestic lot of kings I've ever seen.
Well,
Let me stick with you, my lord. Please, please. You paid a good price for me. Let me earn it.
I can take care
As
of it.
long as you stay out of... No, I really mean stay out of my way.
No, you won't see
No,
her here.
I don't think you understand
You
what I'm
don't
saying.
understand.
Stay out of my way.
Marvin is extremely.
He's gonna insight check that.
What you need to know is that Marvin's extremely dangerous. If you come with us, it's very imperative that you stay at the back of the column.
And then there's no enemies at the back of the car.
And for now, it's probably best that you don't come with us at all.
Well, what am I to do, my lord?
stay with Lord Dair. He is a lord. He's fallen on hard times. You fall on hard times. What's the difference?
Well,
Do
it's
you know
extremely
any...
different.
Actually,
He's
do you know
Lord.
anything
He's
about
a
the
noble
Serpent
city.
Tower?
Oh, Serpent Tower. It's haunted. Ghost-like.
Has it always had that reputation, or is
Oh,
this a-
certainly, yeah. At least so far as I know.
Have you been there?
Maybe once or twice as a child. You know, kids daring one another. Get within 50 paces of the place, but weird sounds coming out of it. Chilly-like.
Tell
Odd.
me.
Not natural.
In your time of service to House Shom, have you seen more recently come a mall, and he starts describing Osric?
Oh, yeah, I know the sort. Big tough brute.
What's his
Big-
connection?
Urikery, I think.
What does he do? I mean, what does he do for House Shom? What is his relationship?
He showed up, started running odd jobs for him. I kind of figured he was a mercenary, but him and this...
This.
Kate's like.
trying to think of a appropriate term to use, really. He's sort of a young man used for pleasure.
Yes, okay.
They both showed up in town and showed up house and started, you know, helping out. It's about the time that all these shadows started walking the streets like. Osric, this tough guy, seems to have been shaken down, if I'm reading it right, this guy over here.
That is so.
The other guy, Scrawny, he went off with the daughter.
The daughter of House Shom.
Yeah, Templar, Ilana.
But where did they go?
Oh, she stays in the Nagaramicon most days. Templar, that's where they live. She'll visit every now and then.
So they have infiltrated the Templaret.
Seems clear.
No one else came with them from Yurik.
Not that I saw, I knew.
No one in Troya describes the robes of the Far Heralds.
No, not that I know.
Well,
Listen, I understand, yeah, stick with the guy here, but what's to say you guys leave and Lord Shom rolls up saying, "Ooh, I forgot my jacket. Oh, my slave's sitting right here. I'll just pick him up and stick him right back on the train, just sitting right here on the steps. Maybe, is there anywhere we can go? Even just inside, something?"
I'm sure that
The monastery.
If you're caring for Lord Dair, that they'd let you inside the monastery. He has a good connection here.
they should
I'll
take
look
it.
at Dair.
Not going anywhere. Not gonna be.
Not even inside.
Not gonna show any fear in the face of that fat bastard.
Well, I respect that. Would you at least let this half-elf stay inside? To your care.
I think that's agreement.
Well, my lord, maybe there's, tea inside. They got tea. Helps the Lord to his feet. All right. I'll see you to the Lord. We'll be here whenever you finish what business you're doing.
Alright. And he heads inside?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, up the tremendous staircase.
You know, we never did get your name.
Jakar, sir.
Jakar.
Yep.
God. Cool. Apologies for... And once he's out of earshot, and Tori looks at Marvin, apologies for sending him away like that, but even if we were able to cast our spells due to Templars not being around...
He may
that
only be a
fellow-
liability.
That
Oh,
fellow
that's-
would have flipped his
I
lid.
had no intention of keeping him around.
Oh, alright.
So what happens is I was gonna just let him go on his own, but
Well,
I guess if he can be a service to us.
There's plenty we could use it for.
his life with Lord Dair will be fairly simple if
Well,
we succeed at our job.
Honestly speaking, just letting a slave go into the wild is...
He'll be a slave again within a month, probably.
A slave again or dead?
Or dead.
Still a
It's-
better life
I
than
mean, Xander got
serving.
thrown out into the desert. She barely made it.
We can always free him later once Lord Dair is
She only
secure, but for now,
because she had a
maybe take
dagger.
advantage of
It's true.
everything we've got. It's the only eyes we got we can keep on him. Well, conclude our business, head to the tower and stake it out until night.
Sure.
I suppose.
Now, interesting that Jakar said that the tower is haunted, but we know the shadows had just recently.
Yeah, it sounds like the tower's had a reputation for being haunted for a long
So
time.
this may not be the same, or maybe in addition to.
Or they may have cleaned out the original haunting and replaced it with themselves.
Well,
We're
again,
gonna
for...
walk into there. We were told this by Rock 6. Anything can happen.
Well, for what
Whether
I...
he's lying to us or has no fucking clue what he's talking about, I didn't option.
What I understand...
He's
of-
got every clue.
What I understand
He's
of
so
the common
cool.
people, they believe anything that is magically inclined would be haunted or a ghost or who
Or a talking
knows.
crocodile.
For all we know, the place is just very well trapped or very well guarded.
That's possible too.
We'll find out once we're there.
Now it's possible, under the assumption that we decide that we want to pursue Rock 6, that if we tell Lord Shom that the Bloodfire gang made off with
my
that
back
coin,
door.
we could pit them against each other.
Interesting, but he'd probably want some proof. That wouldn't be an easy battle even for him.
Like, well, we've been inside. We can tell him what he's looking at. We can tell him what he's dealing with. If
Well-
Osric is on his side, then surely he would leap at the chance to fight in that arena.
Perhaps. There's a way to engineer it.
All right, what are you guys doing?
Well, Let's go check out the tower.
Yeah.
Think about this.
We're gonna scope it out.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys set off into the streets,
Yep.
and now, today, much more so than yesterday, the festival's still going on, but spirits still seem pretty dour. It seems a little bit more like there's a curfew, and it's the middle of the afternoon. There's much more of like a police presence out.
Things must have gotten even worse last night.
So it's a little bit more police state.
Well, somebody did
Little
burn
bit.
down a
Little bit.
house,
True.
and then kill all its
Big Templar is watching you.
Obey the Templar.
Obey.
So you guys head through the streets and round the Nagaramacom and into the warehouse district.
This
Pass. Yep.
Yeah.
Through the slums. Boop. Do it again.
Okay.
There we go. Tactical map cam. Oh, it's off screen. Oh well.
Oh.
That's all right.
One more time.
Yeah, you can slide it down.
And so maybe around 3 or 4 or so, you guys around in sort of an abandoned area, not quite as destitute necessarily as the Warrens were looking, but certainly more abandoned.
No one really lives in the building surrounding the tower.
Yeah, and there's much more of a sense of like, there's a lot more dust settled on the area. You can tell that there's very, very little traffic that goes through this space.
Investigation check to look for tracks heading towards the tower.
Sure.
Alright. That is a 21.
21. As a matter of fact, you find a very clear set of tracks that seem to be going back and forth. Seems to be some smaller footprints, but also some very, very large ones.
Like half giant.
Yes, it looks like perhaps multiple half giants have trekked through this area.
Now, does it look like a normal half giant or an elite half giant?
Each footprint has like the little silver dragon around it, around every toe.
Okay.
Yes, it looks very large.
They're like thicker and deeper imprints than the other ones.
Interesting. Wouldn't expect the Sorcerer King's Guard to come in this place.
Well, they did say it was a prison.
True, but it's haunted. I thought everyone stayed away.
They were unspecific about what exactly it was. They just had rumors.
Well,
Well, it's going to be interesting.
It's like a haunted house. No one's quite sure what it is.
we should be careful not
It's a
to have a
hot house.
run-in with the Templars. Or the
I
Giants.
I don't disagree.
If we get in there, or if we do decide to infiltrate this place, if it is just Templar and Giants inside,
We're not going to war with Naimanese.
Exactly.
No.
that's what I'm
Friend.
saying. We
No.
should get out if that's the case.
Don't worry, none of us are sticking our necks out for rock six.
Wouldn't make sense for him to send us after such a group, though. What would he gain from it?
Many things
The
don't make
Templars
sense.
already ignore that part of town.
What is he gaining from any of this? other than-
Yes, speaking of which, the police state patrols that I was talking about, they're even less here than they were in the poor area.
Oh, so there's
There's virtually no one around at this point.
everyone hates this place.
Yeah.
Well.
So send Kendra around at least see if you can see anything through the windows.
That was what I was about to do. Are there windows in this place?
They're on the tower itself.
Yeah.
So the tower is so named for serpents in that it doesn't necessarily look like a building with decorations on it. It actually looks itself like a giant coiled serpent. So it doesn't actually. There's a door set in the very base of the thing, but there's no windows or paths or anything like that. So much as there is just literally a statue of a snake
That
that
happens
looks
to have a
building
door.
sized. The mouth at the top might serve as a window, but it's difficult to tell.
Alright.
Does the snake look kind of like the stuff from Ram? Like, she worshipped snakes, right? There was a giant temple of snakes.
Bodna!
Bodna! Yes,
Yes.
that's the one!
It does not look like Bodna.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Victoria will
Sammy
send.
pulled out her book, and she's like, that doesn't look like
Bodna looks more like a viper. This is more crude than that, to be
Okay.
honest. It looks more tribal.
Gotcha.
Victoria will send Tanger up to kind of fly around the tower in circles, going higher and higher, and have a look at it. And then, of course, looking at the mouth too. Once he gets to that point, not going in the mouth.
Sure.
I like having a familiar. I don't want to throw him away.
Yep,
But
yep.
We'll have a look.
So there's no windows necessarily. It looks like there might be like arrow slits and stuff like that. And getting up to the very top, excuse me, looking into the mouth, it actually seems completely dark. regardless of the fact that it's mid-afternoon.
And dark vision doesn't help even at 120
It doesn't,
foot.
no.
Interesting. Tanger will come back down and communicate that. Victoria will pass it on and say, interesting. Tanger can see in the dark. He has remarkable...
darkness?
Must be. He has remarkable night vision. He should be able to see it, especially with all this light. But it's impenetrable to him.
Well, something else to point out. There is no one here.
Well, they think it's haunted.
Why should we wait until the nightfall?
That is true. Let's go in. There's no one here anyway. Once we're inside, any fireballs and whatnot will be
Although,
inside.
You did say you saw arrow slits.
I did. No one shot at Tanger, but then they may have just thought he was a bird
True.
anyway.
I guess, should we have a plan for approaching this? Like, what if there are guards or something? Do we want to just walk in the entrance? Knock? Do
I
we
saw no other entrances.
wish to try and sneak in? I have ways of getting us inside.
I feel an abandoned.
Yeah, it's always
Just fall off a building
Always.
above it.
We never seem to have much
Gaseous
luck with
form for
sneaking
everything.
in.
I feel an abandoned place of spirits may only be inhabited by those looking to cause trouble or spirits themselves.
We're not really sneaky when you get down to it.
But I believe, given time, I could get us all inside. Perhaps even through one of those arrow slits if we really wanted to.
I'd rather see what's on the first floor before
Yeah, I
we start,
tend to
start
agree.
warping ourselves into the center of a
I
tower.
want to get easy.
Just set on all sides.
Well,
by shadows.
easiest-
Just
Hey,
an
Tori,
idea.
has the furniture been following you around?
Oh
by
my
the way?
god. It stayed on the ground after it opened the gate. Remember, it rolled off the burning gate, kind of like
Yeah,
it was
like-
falling. Just
Sure,
like
sure.
Serendipitously, like a loaded die almost.
And then suddenly it creeps up behind us.
No, it only lasts 1 minute. It doesn't let you travel them around for too long.
Okay.
Well, that was just an idea. I mean, perhaps we should just go to the entrance and see what we see and judge from there what our next move should be.
Okay. Let's walk up to the door then.
Hey, so quick question about kind of rules of how wands and shit work.
Yes.
I've got a
Shit wands.
I got like the wand of fire, right?
Yeah.
Then I also have a wand that gives me a +1 to hit, like ranged spell attacks.
Ah,
Can you
yes.
use like dual wield wands, or do I have to switch out and use like one? How does
Yeah.
that work?
That's a good question.
Like basically, can I do this sort of thing as I need it, or is it a?
I mean, I think you can, because I know you can. I know you have to hold spell components in one hand, but a wand like the +1 wand actually counts as your spell components for cheap spells. And I know you can also gesture with the same hand that's holding the components, I believe. So that's only one hand needed for spell casting. You're using the wand one with that. Then the wand of fireballs is just another hand. So I believe you can do that.
Let me see if I can. Wearing and wielding items.
I mean, I did. pick
Use
up-
common sense to determine whether more than one of a given kind of magical item can be worn. I think that with a wand, you can use one on each hand.
I was gonna say I did pick up dual wand fighting.
Oh, really?
So
I would say it might get dicier if they were like both spell focused ones that were giving benefits to cast
Yeah.
spells. I don't know if that would necessarily work, but they're completely different types of wands.
Yes.
They're almost not the same. Like,
wanted to make sure.
I think that makes good sense.
cool.
Alright.
Well,
Thank you.
let's have a look at the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Investigation.
Sure.
Assuming nothing happened walking up to it.
No, nothing did.
Okay. 27.
27.
Damn.
This is
Investigation.
investigation. So the door itself continues the weird sort of snake motif where the handles are themselves like just snakes. Like maybe you're supposed to like grab your way around it or something like that, but it's not like a knob or anything like that. And actually it has like big open mouths with stone fangs sticking out as well. And then embossed on the door there are carvings of snakes as well.
Excellent. And didn't see any traps or anything like that with the 27?
You don't find any traps, however you can tell there's definitely some sort of weird mechanism going on here.
Perhaps before we go further, you should try and tell if there's any magical.
Stand around me in a circle
Traps.
then, so it's not obvious. That takes a while. Very subtly trying to hide a 10-minute ritual for detecting magic.
Marcus is like,
Just stand still, it'll be fine.
I'll face up the street with my back to him. I'll let you know if anyone's coming.
Alright. Okay, good. That is a 22 to hide it.
22 to hide it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Detect magic doesn't have a roll once it's finished, so once it's finished...
Of course. So yes, the doors do appear to be magically warded in such a way. It looks like they're expecting some kind of a key to do with the snake mouth handles, so to speak.
Magical, and there's a key expected.
Wyvern Slayer donated $5. Why didn't I hear anything? In before Zammy, Misty steps into Lord Shom's private zoo.
I didn't hear that one either, and I'm usually pretty good at catching it.
Spoilers.
Huh. Well, thank you again.
Thank you, Wyvern Slayer.
Like,
Guess I'll rewrite the story now.
Does Misty Step just work for where you can see?
Yeah, it
So
has
if
to
you
be
look
seen.
through an arrow slit, you could just...
You could, yeah,
Huh.
you could see through an arrow
It's
slit.
the Nightcrawler kind of
Yeah,
teleportation.
As long as you have some vision of it.
I'll be like,
Well, I was thinking gaseous.
Like you're looking at a
Yeah.
postcard and you're like,
How...
Oh, Looper.
you could try the ring.
yes.
I don't know that this
Great movie.
is the same serpent on their crest.
we'll look at the ring. Is there a snake on the ring at all? The House Shom Sun's ring?
No, House Shom logo is the mean eyes.
This doesn't look related. But how nasty a trap does it, or if it looked like it was dangerous, how nasty of a thing are we talking about on the store here?
Looks. Don't trip it.
It's
Oh,
pretty.
if only we had our half elf.
Give me a perception check, Antoria.
It's a pretty serious warding. That is a 22.
22. It looks like maybe something is supposed to be inserted into the snake's mouths. Difficult to say.
And Tori unzips his pants.
Oh.
Oh, I got this one.
I got this.
Finally.
Well,
There's the point you put something in at. We don't have whatever it is, I'm sure, unless...
and you're saying it's warded in some way? Powerfully,
Oh,
perhaps?
yes, you don't want to trip this one.
Can
Well-
Marcus do a survival check to see if, first of all, if there's footprints around us still and how old they might be?
Sure.
So within the mouth, is there any sort of like a impression or anything, or is it just a...
There is, as a matter of fact.
Are
It
you
looks like
drawing it?
yeah, I am,
Oh.
but now that you ask, it sounds like there. It looks like there is a. It sounds like talking to the dungeon master that there's some sort of a groove or something like that sort of goes behind where the fangs are on the upper and lower parts of the jaw.
I got 19 on my survival.
A 19. It looks like there has been some recent commotion, and everyone went in and then out of the doors.
Yeah, I can put it in my hand.
So, what do you think of Plan B now?
What's Plan B?
Antori, you can give me an
Step.
Arcana check too.
Not Misty Step. I believe I could
21.
gaseous form us all into the building.
The nature of the wards strikes you as Templar type magic.
Templar
Oh,
magic.
if we only had that amulet still.
No, that's not.
Wrong Templaret,
It's not
unfortunately.
even a templaret.
Yes, I agree.
Well, no, I meant, well, assuming it was Nibene, but I guess it could be that. Wait a minute, aren't you?
Yes.
Do you have...
In a sense.
No.
Yes,
this
she
is
does.
clearly something that has something to do with Nibene.
But yes, it's not irrelevant. I carry one as well, but
What
it's not
if
going to affect us.
I don't know.
The tracks around are rarely fresh, or fairly fresh. It's
Fairly-
possible we could just...
Wait for someone else to open
Wait
it,
for
as we
someone
originally
else.
thought.
That's not a bad idea.
Well,
It's better
There's-
than taking this thing in the teeth.
no guarantees that will happen anytime soon.
It's true. The tracks show that they already entered and left, so unless they do it on a daily basis.
Again, I believe I could get us all inside.
Then we're going to
What
get
if
out.
you got?
What
What
if
if
to die
you
in
went
the Serpent's
inside
tower?
of
They can just live there forever.
Well, most magical wards work from one direction,
Well,
not
yeah.
leaving.
Graciously gaseous step inside and then open the door.
Yes. Let's do that. I mean, you do
Well, actually,
That would be a lot easier on your magical resources.
Yes, that too.
And a lot easier for you to get out if something goes wrong, if there's only you to worry about.
well, I've seen some of you also use the same ability. It doesn't have to be one person going inside. It's much safer in numbers.
Should have sold it to that man.
I can't turn myself into a cloud of gas.
Well, the other way
Still an
is
option. Like we know where you
Misty
live.
Step.
The
But
range on that's really short. I don't know if the arrow slits are even in range. And even so, an arrow slit's like up here. You can't see through it.
I can
here.
take one with me.
Take me.
With gaseous form.
Take me then, if
If
you're taking
only.
anyone.
Alright, yeah, that's why. That's why. Yeah, this is how I lose another character. Going in solo again.
Giant centipede.
Fuck! There's a giant centipede
The
just
whole
inside
tower
the.
was a centipede.
I think we'd have to mercy rule that Antoria got stuck in the stone and just instantly died.
What? No.
Yeah.
Well, then, do you want to go?
I'll go with you if we're doing this. Do we have another alternative?
Alright.
You could
Other
leave the
than
city.
waiting.
Well, I
Well-
admit I don't mind waiting.
I don't believe this door itself is safe to go through, even with magical means. It's finding one of those openings you spoke of that your bird saw.
All right.
Even really know what we're doing here, by the way, before we put ourselves in too much danger for rock fixes.
Supposedly, how Shom is connected to this place.
Supposedly.
Well, again, his daughter has infiltrated the Templarette. Templars apparently own this place, or
It's
something.
possible.
It's a lead. It's not much. Of
I mean, we
one,
know the
but
giants were here. We know the
next option
giants
is
was.
go to that fellow's the big fellow's house, and see if we can talk our way in. That was already not a great idea the first time we were talking
now
about
we
it.
have a connection to him, but if you want to warp yourselves inside of this mysterious tower that's haunted and full of elite half-giants,
Oh, what's the worst that could happen?
Plenty.
Cutaway to please of being.
I suppose worst case scenario we're out that 500 that we were offered.
I should clarify. While you can get both of us inside, I can only get myself out.
Yeah.
Well, I can get both of us out as well.
All right. Misty Step doesn't allow a second target. Just to clarify, gaseous form does, but not
Yeah.
this. All right.
Well,
All right, what's happening?
We're gonna go find the nearest arrow slit, I suppose,
Oh,
to the entrance.
Before you go into certain doom, how long should we wait before we leave?
10
An hour,
seconds?
perhaps.
An easy idea. Tanger, stay here. And Tanger actually hops into the air and kind of flutters around Cade like he's trying to think about landing. Is it all right? All right. He lands.
He's like lands on. Oh jeez.
It lands
You
on
eliminated
Chevron.
Marcus right away.
It-
Marcus has been looking at him hungrily.
Yeah, it trusts Chevron the most.
Well, Chevron hasn't been talking.
Yeah.
So what?
That's why I trust him the
Alright,
most.
so you're leaving your bird, but how does that help us?
If something happens to us, you'll know, and you can decide what to do based on that.
What, does it disappear?
Well, it'll either tell you or it will disappear.
Okay, so disappear means you died?
Yes.
well, we can
Okay.
leave.
I mean,
As I said, you can decide what to do based on that, but it'll tell you what you need to know.
shall we?
Let's.
You
Alright.
can always.
We find the nearest arrow slit to the entrance.
Okay, it's
and-
30 feet up.
Well, not
Alright.
the long range version.
And we both turn into
It's usually not
gaseous
useful to
forms.
have.
And that allows us to traverse through.
Letting him go first, of course.
Travel safe.
Boop, boop, boop.
Okay, you start wafting up.
I'm spending my
Alright,
points.
Slow.
Hey, yeah, it is.
How long does it get?
10 feet per round.
How long does it last?
Oh, it lasts.
Instead of walking close in the mist, spread it around. Suckers.
Oh, I've got Zammy in my lungs.
1 hour. So it actually
Oh.
lasts quite a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
You
right,
just
if
float
you-
around the whole castle.
You can do a con save if you don't want to.
I
do
know,
if you
that's
don't
fine.
wanna-
No, he forgoes the
Separate.
concept.
Alright.
Yeah.
Zammy turns into a cloud.
Sammy and Tori.
Antoria turns into a slightly grumpier cloud.
If it's important, liquid blocks us.
Oh. Liquid!
Liquid snake blocks
It's
us.
true. Well, that is what the tower
Liquid
is.
snake. This is steak.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, sorry.
You drown.
Okay. All right.
And you're inside the tower.
All right. And then we die. The end.
Pitch black.
It is pitch
You're in
black.
agony.
You can't see anything.
I don't think it affects our senses, our normal senses.
And Tori would be blind in pitch darkness even without gaseous form affecting it.
I'm the same.
Good. Well, bye.
I don't think we can even.
Sell Tangerine to that fat
I don't think
guy.
we can communicate with each other either.
How would we?
Well,
spread your
this
molecules
plan
farther apart.
immediately turned out perfectly.
I'm glad I asked
You are able to will yourself to turn back to normal form.
Good. Like, you don't know if there's ground
Right.
below you or anything.
Fly speed
Can
10
you, like,
feet.
feel?
Yeah.
We have non-magic damage resistance, and we have strength, dex, and con save advantage.
Can you feel, though? Like, would you know if there's ground under you?
I assume you have to have some basic level of sensory information.
Well, can you
I'm-
go through?
So I'm pretty sure you have all of your normal
Yeah,
senses.
Well, and you can't go through.
He can't go through solids.
You
Absolutely
can.
not.
You can go through any porous or so if there's a door,
Yes.
you can go through the
Right.
crack.
Absolutely.
But not like through a wall.
Theoretically, if you think of like fluid dynamics, you should be able to tell that you're spreading out.
Well, yes.
That makes sense.
Right.
So basically, you can't. It does say you can't talk, manipulate objects. Any object you're carrying can't be dropped, used, or interacted with. You can't attack or cast spells.
Right, it's basically you.
Right.
Yeah, if you're just a
You're
cloud,
You're out
that's
of play.
about it.
You
It's
phase out.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night,
Yeah.
missed form.
It's a good game.
Go
Is
through
that a
gates.
video game?
It's a great game.
Hold us here.
One of the best Metroidvania games ever made.
Probably
If
should.
you like
Actually, probably is
Metroid
the
games,
best.
it's one of the best.
Yeah,
You can get it on 360.
I can.
You can get it on like literally every system.
I can.
You can get it on PSN as well.
I bought it twice. I've never played it.
Anyway, what's going on? there,
Anyway,
Chef?
sorry.
I wanna
Yeah,
hear
what's going
where-
on?
Yeah.
I want to hear where this
Alright.
plan is going.
It's
So,
pitch black.
I guess I can't communicate with you, so
Nope.
I'm just gonna kind of waft my way towards the front door.
How do you know where the front door
It's like at
is?
the
Well, so
top of the tower.
we went 30 foot up, so
Yep.
I know it's gonna be somewhere down that way.
Okay.
Just
You're-
pressing
It's
against
just
the floor.
It's like an empty cylinder
Again,
in this tower.
normal senses.
Give me a
right?
perception check.
Okay.
You'll have disadvantage.
A natural 20,
Natural 20.
followed by a
and
16.
a 16. It's slow going, but you're able to sort of stick to the wall and work your way down until it feels like you're going down a stone staircase of some kind. And at a certain point, it sort of flattens out.
I'll continue along. I don't know if you're gonna follow where.
And Toria can't see you. He's staying near this arrow
Are you
slit.
serious?
He can't see you. How would he follow you?
You can't see anything either.
That's-
You're not like what are you
Don't
making
know what each
noise?
other are doing.
All right, I'm gonna keep heading in the direction I'm pretty sure the door is at.
Okay.
And Tori wants to be where he can look at where
I like Antoria goes up there and just like stage fright. He's like, oh god, what
Like,
am I myself
I
into?
got in there and he was
I like,
"Hey, this plan."
yeah, I like that I want to bring someone to help in case trouble happens, and then all of a sudden it's just like,
Oh, you're hitting a
split.
funny point. And Toria doesn't know Gassie's form. He had no idea what it was going to do to him. He's just kind of like, this is useless.
Yeah.
He's like cursing loudly in his mind, but he can't do anything.
I mean, he could warp out of it, but why would he do that?
That sounds more dangerous potentially. He doesn't know what's in the room because he can't see.
I
So he's
know.
just like,
Well,
Well,
this plan turned out great.
All right, so you
God, I hope these
Follow the wall.
Giant back wall.
boom,
oh, bump into something.
yep,
What does it feel like?
a wall.
oh.
Can I like
Or-
waft up to
Or
find
a
a handle or
stone
something?
giant.
You do so, you don't find anything. You bump your head.
Into the ceiling.
There's definitely something also stone above you now. Give me a.
It's like you can kind of figure out your way
So
around,
so
but
it's
still
pitch
a
black
lot.
in here,
It is-
everywhere.
It is.
Okay.
I'll sort of, I'm gonna like bump Marvin and Marcus and be like, well, we should probably wait not right outside the immediate entrance just in case someone comes by.
Is there anything nearby?
Bunch of ruins,
I mean, we could
old
still
warehouses,
wait for
that
your
kind of
guy
thing.
To come and open the door for us.
Yeah,
and
but let's at least
maybe-
get a few strides away from the door.
I think I'm going to start making a mental note of the way back.
Give me an int check, or excuse me, give me a wisdom check, Zammy.
Yeah, give me the worst one.
Sorry.
All right.
It's the appropriate ability.
Int sounds great. I love
Sorry, it's
int.
wisdom.
All right. 13.
13. So what you feel like maybe has happened is you went down a ways, then you hit the floor, you kept going along the wall. Now you're maybe under the stairs.
Huh. I'm gonna go back.
All right, you're entire.
Back to where we came in.
Okay.
I'm I'm gonna go
Give
back.
me an investigation check to try and find your way.
Oh no.
You're gonna have
This is
Hopefully
getting
this will take
worse.
more than an hour.
disadvantage.
Of course I'll have disadvantage. Why wouldn't I have disadvantage?
Laughed at me for staying.
Alright.
No.
Well, would have been an
Getting
11
this
is
tower.
now a...
Lost.
Where's investigation?
To be fair, we didn't know it was going to be pitch
Oh, there it
black
is.
in there.
4.
4.
Well, kind of did.
Maybe.
So,
I'm not surprised.
what's
I'm not surprised.
what do we think that clouds are aware of other clouds?
They should be. I
Okay,
mean,
Zammy passes through you as she hurries on her way up the stairs, trying to find her way back.
God.
Toria whirls around trying to get her attention.
Can't communicate.
Let's
We have
not
normal.
talking.
We have normal senses. I might pick that
No,
up.
it is a bit
Alright,
Sure.
only
roll.
You don't know what
Disadvantage
it's
again?
No, you can give me a perception
It could
check.
be some
Just
other,
regular.
someone else.
Yeah, it could be some other sentient cloud. That lives there.
7.
You got a task to do. You're not.
Could have just been a gust of wind.
It could have been, yeah.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Trump. I mean, waft,
I'm
waft,
gonna
waft,
go
waft,
back
waft.
to where I think
Waft,
the
waft.
exit is, the arrow slit that I came in.
Okay.
Do I find it?
No, you overshoot it.
Okay.
Go up like 3 or 4 more floors trying to find it.
I think this is too far. I'm gonna go back down.
Okay. Are you going down along the stairs?
Yes.
Okay.
Same way I came up.
Okay.
How long does gaseous form last?
An
An
hour.
hour. So we're gonna be doing this for like the rest of the session.
Yeah.
I'm going back down.
Give me another investigation check.
All right.
That's 61.
With disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Andrew doesn't look bored or sleepy. He looks wide awake and a little irritated,
10.
but he's not like panicking or anything.
10 is good enough. Having experienced this, feeling your way up the wall a couple of times over now, you're able to figure out like, oh, okay, I need to go back. Oh, okay. Oh, there's still a cloud here.
All right.
Rolls again.
I'm canceling gaseous form.
We both appear in person in the tower.
Oh, you
Okay.
do too?
If you cancel the spell.
No. You have your own version of it.
Oh,
I think.
okay. You're not breaking concentration.
Right.
You're just ending it on
I'm
you.
ending it
Okay.
on myself.
All right.
You can will it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're gonna stay.
Yeah, and Toria doesn't change back unless.
Do you know that you can end it on yourself?
I think that
You did say
I think
well,
you can.
concept.
You would have a sense for that, right? 'Cause
Yeah, I would think so.
Since it's only friendly targets, it's not
Doesn't
like it's
really say if I recall.
Yeah,
If you have no experience with it.
I could do it. I
He's
haven't
never
done
asked
it
like, so
to
how does
me,
that
though.
spell work, by the way?
I can make an Arcana check,
Sure.
I guess, right? Which, I don't know. 27.
You guess that you might be able to end the effect voluntarily on yourself.
Alright. He doesn't yet, though.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna end the effect on myself. I'm gonna whisper to you. Do you wish to revert? I mean, I can't. I tried to find the entrance on my own, and I can't do it as a cloud. He can understand. You can
I
understand
can't.
people.
How can I answer
here?
Oh, you can't. But well,
You can hear a whisper in the dark.
Actually, how far away is...
look, I'm going to go down. Follow me, or revert.
You should dive inside of his lungs and then come back out in such a way to make the voice you want. Like, no, I'm good.
He's like 10 feet away.
Okay, I can hear, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All your normal senses you have.
Okay. But I have no way to tell you to keep making noise.
No.
Nor can you follow.
You
him.
can revert or follow me.
Reasonable
I'm gonna
pace.
start going downstairs.
What are the rest of you guys up to?
We pulled away from the door.
You have like a deck of cards or anything.
I have dice.
He does have
But
dice.
they're loaded.
I don't like. Well,
Kate,
Good game.
Kate doesn't have hobbies or entertain. Like,
we can talk about them on.
yeah, we can talk about
Oh,
it for a while.
It's not a bad idea.
You wanted to be special.
Yeah.
Special snowflake.
Oh, wow.
I have 9 pounds of rotten meat.
Kate would be doing his
I don't know.
damnedest to like be on guard and ready, but even he is like starting to like get broken down, and of course annoyed.
But
naturally.
nothing's like jumping out and attacking Zammy, and it's been like a couple of minutes since you reverted, right?
Yeah.
Alright, and
You're
Torio...
gonna jump out and attack her, right?
Yep.
No, and Torio... You sense your... I guess you would sense your spell
dance.
ending on the other target when it's right next to you, or even if it's dark.
Yeah.
Like, and you hear a voice whisper very quietly, I can't see anything. You didn't tell me I wouldn't be able to see anything. Wait, I still can't see anything.
You still can't see
You
anything.
turn into a cloud of gas. That is the spell.
You can't see him.
Let's light up a torch.
Alright.
I'm gonna
That
attempt
could
to light a torch.
end
Okay.
pretty
Fucking
poorly.
wall to wall with monsters.
I do have the stuff for it. I have
Yeah.
flint and stone.
We're still near the arrow slit, right?
You are.
Okay, just checking.
There's no light coming from it.
That's a little troubling.
Goodbye.
Give me a survival check to try and...
Disadvantage again?
No.
Okay.
I think that was because you missed.
Alright.
It's because you're bereft of your primary sense.
Wait, survival's... There it is. 10.
10. It takes a little doing, but you're able to root around in your pack and find the stuff that you need.
Alright.
It's hard not being able to see it.
Ow! Alright.
It lights up. But you don't see it light up.
I feel heat.
I reach my hand towards the torch.
You burn your fingertips.
Ow! It's slit.
Oh, Sammy.
Sorcery.
She's so good at the spell stuff.
Turn us back into clouds now. We need to leave.
She snuffs out the torch on the ground, just around the stone.
Well, the place goes up in flames.
It's stone, isn't it?
No, wondrous phenomenon.
Seriously, we need to get out of here. I can't see.
But then what was the point of us coming in the first place?
We've learned something. We've learned enough. Let's go with our lives and leave. If I have to do it myself, I can only take me with me.
I can go as well.
And you can take both of us, which is why I'm asking you. It's more efficient.
Tanger's starting
Fine.
to squirm.
I look at him. Then King will immediately straighten up and I reach for my pickaxe. I don't know what he's gonna do with it. Like, come out the door. Get the Antoria out. Then keep the amatrix.
So here's another idea.
Alright.
I can make us.
Sandy's like, forget I even more.
I can make us invisible, and then we can find our way to the entrance. That way we'll be safe, right? No one will.
Because the things that live in magical darkness care a lot about invisibility. I don't know if they'd even know the difference.
Sounds good.
This is totally a Zammy idea here, everybody.
Marcus
so.
is not surprised.
Yeah. She's serious.
I'm sure
So I want to ask the bird who's, I guess, squawking. I'll say, is Antoria okay?
Yeah, I don't think it can speak with us.
Yeah, can the bird relay stuff to
I
you,
think it
or
speaks with him.
Telepathically.
Is Tanger still within 100 feet?
Absolutely.
Then yeah, he can relay messages to me.
Yep.
But,
Oh,
but it
so-
can't speak to us.
Yeah.
It can't
so-
speak like language
So
to you.
Marvin seems to be able to trying to have a conversation.
Tanger actually slowly nods in response to you. He can do that much. It's not spoken
I said.
language. What'd you say?
I said the Zambi, or if
Is Antoria okay?
Are okay.
Yeah, he nods slowly. He looks directly at you for a moment. When he has your attention, he nods slowly.
I guess Antoria's good in there.
He repeats the nod. A few.
Okay,
It's like there's like
stop
a.
reading my mind.
There's actually a little bit of a delay, almost like something's being communicated, having to be processed, and then communicated back.
Wanda Fireball.
Yeah.
4 seconds later, you get a nod. You get a second nod from Tanger.
That's creepy as hell.
Antoria has a lot of considerable abilities.
Again, I mean, we can leave immediately, but we'll have gained nothing.
We learned that it's magically dark in here. I could try dispelling it.
A possibility.
Arcane check. Do I feel like I have? I mean, I only see darkness everywhere. Is dispel magic just targeted to the darkness likely to succeed, or am I?
You would just have to cast it at the darkness.
Do I feel like that's a logical approach to it?
Give
or...
me an Arcana check.
Yeah.
Magic missile.
Got a 20.
Whatever is causing this is causing it in such a sweeping scope that it seems tremendously powerful. It's not so much that the spell is high level, it's that the spell is being actively cast by some sort of high level enchantment on the overall area, so far as you can tell. I mean, it's entirely possible that there is just magical darkness around you immediately, but...
And could I target that enchantment from here with dispel magic, or?
No, it
okay.
seems to be laced into the walls itself.
The building itself was built.
The building itself is generating this effect, and there's nothing I can do about it, likely.
There must be some way around it. People have been here. There must be something we're missing.
I agree. The people who come here at night will probably have it. It's looking like our best option at this point. Investigating the tower like this, it's madness.
Give me
I
a
agree.
perception check, the both of
And
you.
staying here this long is...
With disadvantage?
No.
Okay.
Don't ask that.
12.
12?
10!
10. Antoria, you feel something slither across your foot.
Get us out of here now!
Alright, I'll cast gaseous form on both of us. No!
Alright,
You no longer have feet.
Alright, Antoria heads out of the arrow slit immediately.
Give me an investigation check to try and find it.
Any bonus for staying near it the entire time?
Yes. By bonus, I'll say no disadvantage.
Okay, 15.
15. Okay, you managed to make it out.
Zammy.
Disadvantage.
What was it again?
Investigation.
6.
Well, you got an hour
Victoria?
to figure it out. Oh, God.
Victoria?
Does Tanger freak out when you get slithered, by the way?
Okay.
He actually didn't yet.
I'm gonna keep bumping along the wall until I hopefully find a way
I still have my
out.
Give me a
observation
perception
shield. It wasn't
check,
a
no
serious problem
disadvantage.
yet.
Natural 1!
Natural 1.
God.
I'm outside the tower now.
You are.
Is there anything I could hold on to if I was not a gaseous cloud near this arrow slit?
No.
Okay.
Some sheer scales leading
Well,
down.
However,
you know
got
there's
it.
something slithering back
Yeah.
there. You
Wait,
can
got an
look
idea.
at.
Direct a message to Tanger and direct him to come up to the arrow slit and start squawking loudly near it. Hopefully it's not magical silence, too. We'll find out in a minute.
Do I hear that?
We see it.
You say, here's some horrible monster outside.
Yeah, no,
I'm
he's a gas.
gonna take off after. I'm gonna take off.
Should I
after
roll
Tanger.
something to
Yeah,
see if I
same.
recognize the sound?
Sure.
Antoria's a gas right now.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Perception.
that seems
Perception.
like a bad going on.
Natural 1 again!
It sounds like that rock
Holy
you
sh-
encountered a couple
Oh,
of
you
weeks
better get
ago.
away
I'm
from
not
it.
going near that. I'm gonna keep following the wall until I find an exit or try to find a slit that leads out.
Okay,
So-
well, scurrying down the wall, you eventually manage, now that you're actually like pressing up against it, you manage to find the front door and just
So,
Right out the
filter
front door?
Yeah.
So there's 2 gaseous clouds visible now.
so while Zammy's poking around, from our perspective, Tanger just took off and started freaking out.
Yes.
Yes.
So Cade pulls out his climbing kit and takes off in that direction.
Okay, a mysterious cloud bursts
Familiar.
out the door.
Oh.
I mean, the door is still sealed shut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But now there's a horrible mist coming out of it.
fortunately, I've seen that, but he's
Okay.
like clearly about to try to scale this fucking tower.
Well, you see another one coming out of the arrow slit. And Tanger calms down once Antoria or he notices the second cloud.
Okay.
Antoria it really takes wing and flies back.
Bunk.
So I recognize I'm outside, right?
You do.
I revert and be like, what took you, Antoria?
Antoria
You don't see Antoria anywhere.
Oh, not yet? Okay.
Where's
Well, he's
Victoria?
Okay.
behind you
Okay,
and 30
he's
feet up in the air.
Flying down.
Yeah, he's
okay.
flying. He's slowly floating his way
Yeah.
back down.
Okay.
And when he lands, he reverts.
Well, how's the master plan go?
It's magically dark in there. It's an enchantment stronger than I can break.
Well, I can break that.
There's literally nothing
No.
you can see inside.
Lighting a torch didn't work. Tanger's vision didn't work.
Zammy holds up her hand, it's a little sizzled.
Well,
The darkness burned you.
I think the torch she couldn't
As
see.
it does.
I lit a torch inside, and just to make sure
And then
that
touched it!
I had to make sure it was working.
I felt heat.
So did Cemetrix, apparently. No, that's not a problem.
I
don't
don't.
know.
I mean, I'll need time to prepare, but...
It's a really strong enchantment. I mean, breaking spells is nothing new to me, but this one, it's laced into the
I'm not
entire
talking
building.
about breaking spells, I'm talking about cutting through them.
Welcome
They're gonna
to-
have daylight, which cancels, like creates an armor.
Yeah, I know.
and cancels darkness.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
I've read the book.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, no,
I
yeah.
came through the
Yeah,
front
I'm
door,
on it.
so apparently
Great.
it's safe to go through that as a cloud. Not that I can do that for too
Whatever
many
we're
other
going to do,
people.
we have to deal with that magical darkness somehow.
Well, I can deal with it.
Well,
Hamanu can deal
is
with
that
it.
a-
I need time to
Is
prepare.
that a temporary thing?
It seems laced into the building itself. It's,
No,
Oh.
you're.
I can't do it forever.
I don't know about being in the middle of that tower and having your powers go out.
No, we'd have to be very careful with our time.
there was something in there. I felt something start to touch my leg. That's when we exited.
Was it Sammy? Yeah.
little
Ugh.
tail.
Oh god,
slither.
I wish it was a demon, it's just that guy.
Tanger and I were alarmed because it
Everywhere.
didn't seem like Zammy could see the arrow slit to get out. It was actually invisible from there because of the same darkness effect. I was only able to find it because I hadn't moved from it.
I couldn't see anything. inside.
Maybe the darkness is dispelled by the same means of opening the door.
It's possible.
Perhaps the orb or whatever it is that opens it also grants vision inside.
So we
The key.
prepare your thing, meanwhile we wait for someone to come and unlock it, and we bop them over the head.
View from a distance.
Well, perhaps, but if it's the Templars or the Giants that come inside.
That's
no
useful to
problem.
know. We won't go in if it's them. I mean, we're not here to fight night.
Well, so here's the problem. We've already established
Xamatrix.
that House Shom has very close ties to the Templar,
That is true.
the Templaret.
The Templars being involved may be unavoidable, if that is true.
Yes, well, they may be using Templar magic to cut through this darkness, which would be why Xamatrix could die.
Sick
Victoria
burn.
kind of, in spite of himself, was a little. Well, anyway. Either way, the game's the same. Wait, either for you to finish or for them to show up.
I
Waiting
can
is
only
waiting.
give us about 2 hours inside.
Should be more than enough, hopefully.
Is there anything that can interrupt or stop that?
Probably.
Any
Tough
abjurist who is
affair.
determined to do so could certainly do it. It's just another spell. Even if it can
Is
penetrate
the
that.
one time a day thing?
I can probably give us 2. An hour apiece.
Still don't feel good about depending, first of all, on you, and second of all, being in a situation where one spell going awry.
It's
could-
absolutely risky, but your favorite person in Nibene is the one who put us up to this. Don't forget that.
Actually, I think it's his favorite person, judging by the evidence.
Well,
I think Marcus just wants the axe.
just so you all know, I don't think I could get us all inside and out right now.
Well, we're
I'm
not
a
using
bit
that method anyway, are
I'm
we?
a bit spent.
Well, we'd be waiting for him. Take a rest.
Well, how about this? We'll prepare your spell and just wait and hope that someone comes.
Let's do it.
Sounds like the plan. Any of these abandoned buildings should be fine.
Alright.
Unless we want to try to make connections with House Shom.
I'd like to finish investigating this route first. We're already here. We've started.
Fair enough.
Guess we're doing a long rest so we can spell switch.
Okay, so you guys find a nearby abandoned warehouse, set up a spot where you can see the Serpent Tower relatively clearly.
Yep.
Begin the process.
And Tanger will be somewhere outside where you can see it even more better because he's a bird and no one will
Yes.
suspect the birdish inquisition.
Because he is a bird. Sure enough, the sun goes down.
Oh, I guess we get nightfall after all.
Was that?
That's how you know it turned to nighttime.
Was that
Yeah.
Tanger?
Yeah.
That's more of a Lobos, I think.
Yeah.
That's Shivram.
Have you ever heard what Cade's lizard sounds like?
No.
What is this, a sex thing?
No.
No, you remember your mount.
I know.
His Inix.
Yeah, it's,
The mount that never, that's not appearing in this campaign.
Well, he had a
Well,
chariot
some
to
of
ride
them
it.
wants to smugly ride while everyone else walked. That's all I've done with it.
you're
Very
like,
lordly.
But he
The
just,
sun goes down and the stars come out, and the rest of the city is, carrying on with the festival as best as they can. And no one walks up, but past a certain point, you begin to notice some kind of motion coming from the mouth of the great serpent. It's almost like
oh no.
smoke or steam or something. There's some sort of horrible mist.
Kind of shadowy?
Regurgitating, basically, these massive bundles of darkness and tentacle that scurry off into the distance.
Well,
There's a whirl of them, maybe 30 or 40 altogether.
we found
Just
the
as
source.
quickly as they start, they vanish.
I wonder if the magical darkness is actually them.
Tanger maybe see through those slits.
It may not be safe right now.
Well, hold on. We'll give it a couple of more minutes, and we'll give it a couple more minutes, then I'll send him. A couple minutes, no more shadows. All right, I will send him to 120 feet away to see if he can see inside the arrow slit with dark vision now.
Through the arrow slit? No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'll try the mouth, but 120 feet again.
The mouth appears to be clearly visible with dark vision.
All right, Tanger will come back down. He can see inside now. They were the magical darkness. We were standing in them somehow.
Perhaps. The tower itself may still be imbued with that darkness.
It may be, but it's not blocking vision anymore. You can see clearly down the mouth of the snake.
For that part.
It's the
I would
only
like to
clue you've
reiterate
got.
that when you said the shadows only come out at night, I said that means they're in the tower during the day.
Well, we can't all be right all the time.
I seem to be doing pretty well for that,
Does have a pretty good track record, actually.
actually. Infuriating, so.
Yes. Okay.
Regardless, let me finish my preparations. I'd much rather still have the capacity to do this.
Agreed. It's unfortunate that we don't have a way of opening the door yet.
Well, if anybody were to approach knowingly, unless they had a way to dispel the darkness, they would probably-
Or perhaps the door is no longer warded.
I could perhaps open the door from the inside. I was able to come through safely.
It's risky, but you're volunteering.
Or are you going to need someone to come with you again?
I could.
I'm still the safest choice. The only reason I couldn't see before was the magical darkness, after
Well,
all.
last time you wound up inside of those creatures, so do be careful.
For all
So what are you
that's-
guys doing?
Sounds like we're gaseous pouring up to it.
Again. Through the front door this time.
Okay.
Alright.
Zambi, you can see around you.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Can he?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Interesting.
Do you have dark vision?
No.
No, then you can't see around you. It's very
Oh,
dark.
I didn't think Zambi did either, but maybe he does.
Don't you?
I don't know where I would have put that. I don't think I do.
Okay, I take it back. You can't see anything.
Yeah, that's why I was that's why I was confused. I didn't
Sorry,
think, no,
I just-
no worries.
It's anti-Antori.
Yeah. No, I
At
assume.
last.
I don't believe the Dre have that ability.
Okay, my bad.
All right.
Alright. I don't see it, so no. So it's dark inside.
It is.
But do we see like light coming through the door?
You do.
or anything? Okay. So we can see something, whereas before we could see absolutely nothing.
Correct.
Okay, so we know it's at least different. I'm going to revert just inside the door then,
All right.
and attempt to light another torch.
make sure it's lit.
Yeah. I see it this
You
time.
do.
All
Now
right.
Antoria can see as well?
You can.
All right, cool.
Alright.
Antoria kind of moves away from the flame a little
Hold
bit.
it up under the
Evaporates.
cloud.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
What do we see on the side of the door?
There's the door shut and a stone staircase leading up, and there appears to be some sort of a weird. So it's a circular type tower. It appears that there's some sort of a smaller inlet type of stone platform in the center, where there's like almost like a small lip, almost like a bird bath or something like that, sort of inside the very base of it.
So once we get to the top, that's the elevator where we don't have to backtrack all the way.
At or for the shadow.
Or the place where the snakes come from.
They just fill it to the brim. Gaseous form.
It's the Diablo style spawning
But
pit.
there's nothing on the side of the door that seems like, hey, it might open if you do this something here.
Nope, not really.
No handles, no nothing.
Nope.
Is there a skill check for reading the mood of a gaseous cloud? Probably not.
Can you like form letters in the air?
Yeah, the cloud's just kind of sitting there. Doesn't seem to be saying or doing anything.
Like clouds do.
Alright, what happens if I try the door?
Try the door. What?
The cloud starts backing away a little bit.
It opens up.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Do we see this?
You do.
Yeah, when it opens, I'll get ready just in case hideous monsters pour out. Then it's just Samatrix.
And a
Just
cloud of
stab,
gas.
stab, stab.
Well, why don't we
did
see
it.
what's inside the Serpent Tower next time?
Alright.
You know what's inside? It's a gaseous cloud.
You're
But
fired.
we don't play next week, right?
Yeah,
We
next
don't play
year.
next week, and we don't play the week after. That is
Next
our
year.
last session of 2015.
2-week
friends.
hiatus.
We'll be on hiatus for 2 weeks. We'll be back playing Dungeons & Dragons January 5th, which will be very close to our 1-year streamiversary. I think is the middle of January. We're going to have to come up with some really fun stuff to do for that.
Milkshakes?
Maybe milkshakes.
I don't drink
Um,
milkshakes.
immediately, to be
Don't
honest.
drink milkshakes, you consume them or eat them.
With a spoon.
Don't drink them.
I'll be back with some of these friends
Sweets
on
are kinda
Thursday
off
to
my
play
radar.
Pandemic Legacy, which will be the last thing that I stream this year. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. It was a wonderful time. Thank you to all of my players.
It's been a good year.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun. And I look forward to doing much more of it next year.
GG.
Bye, folks. Happy
Bye-bye.
Christmas.
Let's see if there's anyone to hang out with,
Happy
to
stuff.
share the holiday spirit with. Lauren's playing Undertale. We could go
That works.
hang out with
Well,
them.
getting pretty far in that.
Probably. If you want to see our friend Lauren the Flute playing some Undertale, then follow along with us. We're going to give her a raid. Boop.
Undertale's so good.
Here's where we're going. Yeah, I'm done. Good night. Thank you again. Happy holidays.
Goodbye.